and gentlemen, welcome to the moment we've all been anticipating. It is the final top 10 for 2025, but we are doing it in a very special fashion by wrapping it up with so much amazing data for 2025. Joining me, of course, tonight, who better than to have here than Matt himself from CovrPrice? We got Travis, we got Bobby, and of course, we just got Izzy joining us as well. What's going on? We'll go around the horn, say hi to everybody. Matt, what's going on?
Not much. John sends his apologies.
This is your time, Matt.
He's out partying, so yeah, we will be speaking on his behalf. So yeah, thank you. This is a fun list. We spent about a month pulling all the data together, surfacing it all, going through it, trying to think of new ways to present the list, trying to think of interesting ways to create different lists and change it up every year and see what we can offer. I think this list is pretty it's a lot of fun. I mean, we could have done a top 10 for each publisher, right? Like we could have gone super micro trends, but then Bobby would have been spending, the rest of his life on this thing.
Literally, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the amount of work it goes into to just put this out there is a lot of work. So kudos to Bob. This is our shout out to Bob. This is our shout out to Brian, who's our content guy.
Yes.
And to our dev guy, Jeff, who came down from the top of the pile to fix the report constantly.
To save us. Save us, Jeebus.
Yes. So thank you, Jeff.
Definitely got to shout out the entire team. I actually was telling you guys just before going live, I took a look at the list and the article, and I gotta say, by far one of the most interesting articles of the year. I anticipate this every year because it breaks down exactly how the hobby just did in general, multiple perspectives, top 10 collected in different ways. It's not just the top 10 selling books because this is the flavor of the week. No, we're looking at everything that happened within the entire year, and I can't wait to break it down. Before we do, let's say hi to my brother Travis. Travis, what's going on?
What's up, y'all? It's been a minute, right? It's been a minute. I haven't talked to the chat in forever.
I feel like I'm separating you two here.
Yeah, that's probably a good thing. It's probably a good thing. I had to take a Lando break, and I had a couple weeks off, so it was good. No, it's been great. I hope everybody had a good holiday, getting ready for the new year, and glad to be talking about this. This article is amazing, and this data is awesome, and I'm just this is fun. This is gonna be fun.
Yeah, I want to shout out the chat very quickly because I mean you guys have rocked with us for the entire year. 2025 has been a huge year for the channel. Matthew Waite is here in the chat. Hang tight, you better wait because we're gonna talk about you in just a little bit as well because you also had a very impressive year. But yeah, let's keep it going, man. Bobby, how you doing?
Good. I'm glad we're done with the article. And yeah, same as what Matt said. Shout out to the Jeff, Brian, the dev team. Like that, this is an insane article. Shout out to Matt for like thinking up the new topics. It's. I mean, this. I'm gonna sound like very sports. Like there's no I in team. Okay. But no, it was fun getting it out. It's fun getting people's opinions on it and see what people think.
Yeah, no, it's a fun list, and if at the end, if we have time, I mean, you could shout out artists' names and writers' names and see where they felt. We can even, I have the full list here that goes. Man, we didn't pull everyone. We pulled the top 250. So that's a list you'll probably never see. The top 250 writers and artists. But I mean, one day all this stuff will be surfaceable on the site, so you can see this stuff. Well, you could track how people are doing throughout the year. That way, Matthew Waite has an opportunity to do an extra 500 covers to catch up to Mark. He could squeeze it in the last 2 months. But yeah, so we could have some fun with that data at the end of it. If the chat wants to throw out names, we'll dig into it.
Yeah, absolutely. And very quickly, Izzy, you managed to join us just in the nick of time. You had a show just right before this. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Dude, I was speeding through. Yeah, I was with Cliff and Shane, my old partner, and we were speeding through our 25 information. So we're like, gotta move, and then there's a giveaway. Gotta move. So sorry, I'm the reason why everybody's late, but we're gonna have fun. I did a quick glance of what's here, and I'm just happy that we're gonna talk more about other things rather than one thing, if you know what I'm talking about.
Well, I mean, look at the top 10. I don't know if we should jump over, but the top 10 is all absolute titles. I mean, absolute Superman's on it.
Other things too, you know what I mean?
I mean, yeah.
Go ahead.
No, it all makes sense. Like, if you look at this list, it's very representative of what was trending throughout the years, the year 2025, and some of the top trends that kind of came with it, including blind bags and all the blind bag hoopla. I mean, there's V-Friends. There's all these little micro trends that popped up this year that's all present in this list. So it's fun.
Yeah,
I'm excited, Matt. I don't know about you guys. I think it's time to dive in, man. You guys ready?
This is going to be like a 2-hour show plus, maybe longer.
That's not what we agreed on. I'm just kidding. Let's get into.
If
I haven't even left my seat.
Hour, I'll send you a book.
I haven't even left my seat. I jumped off of this I jumped off of my spot to go over here, so I haven't even had a chance to get up.
Yeah,
you should have made a restroom little break, but of course, guys, this is going to be the 2025 year-end report, and these are the biggest comics of the year in multiple reasons as well. So, Matt, one of the first things that stood out to me immediately within the article was that, notably compared to 2024, collectors actually purchased significantly more comics in 2025 while spending less overall, with total units rising from 2,775,098 to 3,100,094,509, even as total spent declined from 175,000. We'll say 176 to 153. So it is signaling a clear shift toward more accessible price points and broader participation, making this year-end report built entirely from CovrPrice data a clear reflection of what collectors valued and pursued throughout 2025. So that is very impressive. The numbers are still there, even compared to last year.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at it from previous years, and this year spent was as big as 2021, which was the COVID year that everyone was like, that was the prime year for collectibles. They spent the exact same amount, almost the exact same amount that they did that year. So that's kind of a fun point. But then it shot up in 2022, and then it came back down in 2023, and then it shot back up in 2024, and then it came back down a little bit this year. But the amount of books that are being sold in the aftermarket is the most we've ever seen since 2022. So yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
It's
so what are we going to look at exactly? We're looking at tonight. We're going to look at top 10 most purchased standard comics in 2025 all time.
That's across
we're
everything.
Look at top 10 most purchased variants in 2025 all time. Top 10 most.
Yep.
Sorry.
No, yeah, keep going. You're good.
Hold on. Yeah. Then we got top 10 most purchased Marvel DC comics in 2025. Released, of course, only in 2025. I have no idea why the page is jumping like this, but it's probably due to what we were talking about earlier. Top 10 most purchased independent comics in 2025. That's going to be a very interesting one to look at. And then, of course, we've got the top 10 largest individual sales, top 10 most purchased variant comics in 2025. Top 10 most valuable variants of 2025, and you're looking by total dollar amount tracked on that one. Top 10 most valuable convention exclusives of 2025, and there were some big ones. So I'm really excited to dive into that with you guys. Most valuable store exclusives of... Sorry?
I hope I have a few of them.
Yeah, same. Top 10 most valuable artists of 2025, and by valuable... all artists are very valuable to the hobby, that is for sure. But we're looking at the total dollar amount tracked on the aftermarket. So we want to see which artists were really, making an impact, making a splash, and having buyers dive into the aftermarket to collect some of their art, of course. Top 10 most covers produced in 2025. Top 10 most books written in 2025. Man, we got spoiled with so many great reads in 2025, so I definitely can't wait to see that. And then we get the top 10 most valuable writers in 2025. Again, we all know that all writers are valuable.
We love you
we're
all.
We're not actually selling them, guys.
I think I even put that in there, that it's not based on their self-worth. It's just overall. Yeah.
I love you, writers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's notable?
Right,
so those new categories, the convention ones are new. All the creator stuff is new. Oh man, this page is really getting wonky on you.
Yeah, it just keeps jumping.
Weird. I wonder if it's happening to me too. Maybe it's just the fact that it's being shared. Weird.
That's fine. Let's just get it.
I could always share my screen if it keeps acting up. Lando, just let me know.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Alrighty. Yeah. No. So this. I mean, I'll look up. So we're starting with, what's the first category here?
Most
purchased.
comic.
Yeah, top 10 most purchased standard comics in 2025. I think we gave a little sneak peek right there at what is going to be number 10.
Yeah, and it sounds like it's an award show, but this is basically kind of not really. Like, it's basically just where all the big trends were this year. So, I mean, there's no awards given other than bragging rights. But and like starting here, ASM 300 is one of the most sold books in the aftermarket. It's clearly, right? Like, these are the books that sold the most in the aftermarket more than any book based on individual sales. So you had ASM 300, you had Absolute Batman #2, you had Venom Lethal Protector #1. I mean, these are things that you don't see on when we're pulling the top 10. It's always like number 25, Lethal Protector. It's constantly on there. Omega Man Lobo had a big year this year. Red Hood, #1, of course. All the drama around this definitely helped make this book land on the list. And if you're interested, we're not going to go into the hyper details, but you'll see how many we sold if you read the report, what the current fair market value is for a near mint raw and a near mint 9.8. We'll be here all day long if we go over every single value. So definitely, if you want to get into the weeds of things, go into the article and you can dive into it a little deeper. Absolute Batman Annual #1, Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars #8, and of course, Absolute Batman #1 didn't make the first #1 though. Spawn was #2.
Surprisingly,
I know. So Spawn was #2, but #1 was Monster and the Wolf, the Trick or Treat blind bag that sold. We tracked 1,600 and over 1,600 individual sales. That didn't even count the bulk sales that were trending on the book. Everyone that was selling 10, 15, 20 copies. That's just individual sales that we tracked, 1,600. It's nuts.
Yeah, it's crazy. I had this sneaking suspicion that it was either going to be like Absolute Batman #1 or Spawn was going to beat it. Like, I don't know why.
So in the previous years, Spawn has always wrestled for the top spot with Ultimate Fallout 4 for at least 4 years running. They would flip flop. One would take it, and then Spawn would have it the next year. But this is kind of the first. I think Absolute Batman got it last year, which is ironic. It had an even bigger year, but it got pushed to #3. But Spawn is just, I mean, the fact that it still beat Absolute Batman, that a title that came out in 1992, is that, I think, when that book came out? Oh, no, 96.
92. Or I think
92. Yeah, it was early.
I mean, a book that came out in 1992, I mean, granted, it has like, what, a million print run, but it's that one book that every single comic fan has to buy.
He's
right?
inevitable.
Yeah. And if you don't have one, you're like, I mean, every day we see 30 sales of Spawn trending. I mean, it's a beast.
It's the type of book that you're absolutely right in saying that everybody needs to have that book because everybody wants to have that book.
Yeah.
The thing that I always find interesting, that even this year I bought a copy and I have a copy of it. You know what I mean? But the copy I have is a little beat down, and mine is very rare in the sense that it's signed by Al Simmons. the guy that it was based off of. So I think with Spawn in general, Spawn has such a huge fan base that it demands sales. And then of course, because of the fact that there's so many copies out there, people just keep grabbing it almost as if they want to make sure the next copy they have is a better copy of the one they currently have.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of that.
This list is a go-to list of like books to take with you to a Todd McFarlane signing, right? ASM 300 and Spawn #1 are kind of like, so I think that's why you see a lot of times sales happening, because people want to take this book with them to conventions, or they don't have a high grade copy. I know that the copy that I bought as a kid, I didn't look over condition the way I would today, right? It's not a gradable copy. I have one that that came with a VHS, and it has a VHS imprint on it, you know. So it's kind of like
right. No, I love that.
Right. It's a perfect square right in the middle. But that's why people keep buying these, because they want that high grade copy. And it makes sense. Like if you're gonna send one to CGC, it's, you know, you can get a near mint raw for $30 and it costs, well, what now, $40 to grade a book. But that's still $120 cheaper than or $100 cheaper. Yeah. So
I think this list in general is very telling to where we are today in the comic book marketplace, because it's a little bit of old, a little bit of new, but it's you know the same individuals. And obviously with the Red Hood one, which what happened, it just like it blew up that week. But Omega Men consistently sells. Venom Lethal Protector consistently sells. These are books that are always selling no matter what. And of course, ASM 300 is one of those books that always sells as well. So people want it. And I think Absolute Batman is just on a tear right now. So
I mean, what surprises me with the ASM 300 is that it's not a cheap book at all, you know. But it's one of those books you kind of have to have on your wall. I mean, if you're a Spider-Man fan, you're probably a Venom fan, right? And you kind of have to have that. Todd doesn't call it the first appearance, right? But
no one's going crazy for $2.99, are they?
No, he calls $2.99 the first appearance. So what are you gonna do?
I think one really cool thing here is to just see the kind of just how Monster and the Wolf really blew up in a way that was kind of different from the other blind bags that we've seen this year. And I know there's been some blind bag fatigue, but this one really was a hit. And all things considered, I mean, it was a massive release.
One thing to note with blind bags, it's actually in the article. I kind of added it at the top. Of people are going to be like, why is a blind bag in here? And this has a whole bunch of variants in it. Why is it on the standard release? So this was a direct book to the market. So you can order this directly if you're a shop or individuals. So this wasn't a variant like Battle Beast shows up on this list. Spoiler. But the blind bags for those were offered as a variant to the core issues. So there's the direct editions, and then there was blind bag variants, the variant blind. So this is technically a direct release, so it falls under that category. And people are still selling these sealed, so they're technically their own individual collectible as it is as a sealed bag. So the fact that this is just trending sealed like that is kind of a testament to, like, it deserved a place on this list. Next year, I think if there's more blind bags, we'll probably have to have a whole separate category for it. If that's popular, we'll do the top 10 blind bags. But I mean, this just showed the power of, like, you know, of this particular blind bag for sure.
But Matt, just to add to that, I think what is most impressive, and of course this coming in at number 1, because, you know, we looked at what was the top 10 for this particular category, and you got to remember that Monster and the Wolf, the blind bag, it saw 350,000 on the pre-orders, right? And still, even considering, guys, on the aftermarket, total units sold was 1,610 copies. That's a good amount of people still looking to that.
Yeah.
Maybe they were trying to get the ticket, right? You remember there's a chase in there. Everybody wants to get that 1-in-1, the 1 of 1. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know, but it was such a success, and I think that is something that we gave kudos to Mark Spears when he was on the show with us for the top 10. He almost took over the entire top 10. There was one book on there that just prevented that from happening. But I mean, when you factor 350,000 pre-orders and it's still moving the amount of units it did, that is very, very impressive in my opinion.
I mean, this list usually features content-driven stuff, and the only books that were really content-driven was just Omega Man on this.
Yep.
It's just Lobo Heat. I can't imagine when he actually shows up how even more popular that book will be, but it's fun. All right,
I'm a little surprised about. I'm a little surprised. I think the one book that surprises me the most from this list would have to be that Red Hood, because that Red Hood was only like really a 2-week period of a book that was pulled out and people just went crazy trying to buy it.
Well, there's one thing with it. So we would see the aftermarket. It was constantly, it wouldn't make the top 20, but again, it was one of those books that was 24, 25, and 26, 27. Every single week, it was still consistently selling. Mm-hmm. So like, even though it wasn't as noisy as it was those first 2 weeks, it kept moving. Usually books will, especially if it's content related, they'll have a week, then they'll taper off, then they'll go for another week, and then they're done. And then the tap just goes dry in like 3 weeks. But that book was quietly just kept moving, especially the variants. The variants are some of them kept rising in price dramatically.
They were really good variants too. Like that Jim Lee one is probably one of his best works this year.
Yeah. So, love it or hate it, it's a book that collectors are still picking up. It's definitely not dead. So you know.
Well, guys, I think that's a great segue, because up next we've got the top 10 most purchased variants in 2025. So do you want to jump into that right away?
Yeah. Let's just jump into that. I'll pull up my list here.
Speaking of which.
So this next list is the top 10 most purchased variants in 2025. Again, all time. So this is perfectly timed. I mean, this is right from the teaser trailer right here, right? We have X-Men number 1. We have the Cyclops Wolverine Iceman cover. Then we jump into, again, the Red Hood Jim Lee cover. We have Galactica with Jeff the Shark.
Hey, Jeff. Don't mess up Jeff.
Jack the Shark. That was Jack the Knife.
I don't want to.
Everybody
knows my love for Jeff.
Yeah, that's right, Jeff. And then we have Batman Deadpool. I mean, remember, Batman Deadpool was a huge book. That homage book was huge for the amongst all those covers. It's still a $20 near mint book, which is crazy. It hasn't gone down in price. I can't tell you how popular the X-Men Magneto cover is. Of all the X-Men covers, it's by far the most popular in the aftermarket. It's the one that commands the higher price out of all of them too, with the exception of the deluxe cover. But of all the connecting covers, everyone wants the Magneto one. It is a fantastic cover. I mean,
it's amazing.
Like of 90s covers, this is quintessential.
I remember it was the last to come out of the bunch, besides the deluxe edition. But when I do recall, they were coming out week over week. From the first book, then the second one, and this was the last one. So the fact that this one's demanding the most, being that it's the last one, and you would think it was the Cyclops Wolverine one, but something about this cover, it's just iconic.
It's good,
and it's one of those things like people have T-shirts of this cover.
Yeah.
It's uncanny.
That's the other book.
I think it's astonishing. All right. Next up, we got Wolverine number 8, the Danny Warren Johnson. I mean, if you think back to this year, this book was very, very popular. It was popular at FSC. It was popular when it came out, and then it's never stopped being popular in the aftermarket. Hence why it's here. Oh, completely. Then we have the Lozano.
My favorite.
Yeah,
I love this.
This
Yeah.
is my favorite
I
one.
missed this one. I still need to get it while
Same.
copies are affordable. $16, right?
Yeah.
I could probably do it. Then the Battle Beast blind bag. This was a variant. It was offered as a variant, and these blind bags it really set the tone of the year, right?
Yeah.
This was what put, I think, everyone on point of all the publishers, where they're like, oh, that really worked out for them. Battle Beast outsold most books this year. They're like, oh, we'll do a little bit of that too. So that was a good experiment, and they kind of proved that it was viable in the market. And then out of that blind pack came this Marvel team up, number 14. They reprinted it. This is a foil. So if you missed the original that came out in the early 2000s, this was your chance to get it again. Then the number one is one of probably the most iconic modern comic book of all time. I would probably say it's safe to say that, right?
Yeah, it's up there.
This silver,
that one in 300,
right? Well, yeah, but this one, the difference is 300 will cost you $700, plus for a new copy. This will cost you $16. Which is why it's so outsold every other variant in the market. Over 1,000 copies we tracked. I mean, that's nuts.
Yeah,
it's crazy. On the Battle Beast blind bag. Go ahead, Lando.
No, go finish with the Battle Beast.
I was gonna say, on the Battle Beast blind bag, I just had to share. I bought 2 of them, and I got the Marvel team up, which was great, and then I got a blank. I actually never got any covers from the actual Battle Beast. So
really,
I got a great blank.
But you guys seen it? I have the Marvel team up, and I send that out. I got a 9.9 off of it.
Wow.
So I got a 9.9 of that book.
Wow.
And I think what was the success point of Battle Beast, which I think other blind bags kind of failed in that matter, is the price point. What Battle Beast had was a price point that was so affordable that you're willing to spend extra money for multiple copies. Same thing with the Monsters book. They had the right price point where the other blind bags were going for price points of $10. I've seen $20 price points as well.
Yeah.
So, you keep the price down and you're doing a chase, people will buy more. It just works out that way.
Yeah, Izzy, you're not wrong, because I even did the same thing myself with the TMNT issue 13. I ended up buying several copies just because I was like, man, this is a cover price book, no problem. Like it's I'm not gonna spend and dive into my wallet dropping $10. Yeah. Look, unfortunately, congratulations, by the way, on getting a 9.9, because if anybody gets an Ultimate Endgame 9.9, that might be very impressive numbers on the aftermarket. But
oh my goodness, what would that be, right?
No idea. But what I do know is, when you do factor that, the blind bag stuff and the price points, you're spot on. I think collectors all kind of felt the same way. It was like Battle Beast, and it was a great opportunity for people to get introduced to the character as well. And then with the chases that were on the inside with these covers, etc., where you got example, the team up. We'll use the team up as an example. What a great book to have in this chase. You know what I mean? Like these are great covers. People missed out on these long ago, and clearly Invincible has definitely become, I want to say, a household name, because so many people enjoy the series on Amazon.
Yeah. Well, almost every single issue in that run is now a $60 plus book, and then all the 9.8s are jumping up to $600. Like, and then the ones that were 100 are now 300. Like, I mean,
it's an expensive run.
Yeah. It's probably the most. I can't think of a more expensive run, modern run at least. Walking Dead used to be, but a lot of those value ones stopped at kind of like 19, right?
Yeah.
There were some later expensive ones, but Invincible issue to issue, like no one comes close.
Yeah. So
because Invincible was one of those titles that it was there. I know when it first came out, no one really picked it up. No one really cared about it. It was almost like, oh, look, Image has their own mascot, right? Because it's literally the Image logo. That's his costume. And for a very long time, Invincible was on the verge of being canceled, it was, I think it was really Walking Dead that caused Invincible to be one of the books that, oh, let's go look at this book now because Robert Kirkman wrote this book. And then that's where it became rare. They didn't have that many copies sold. So that's why it's like you're right. It's probably one of the most expensive runs in comic books in the modern history, maybe even Copper.
When Walking Dead was
I don't
at
know,
its
man.
prime,
Spawn gives us a hard run.
when Walking Dead was at its prime, with the TV show and everything else, my wife was buying them, literally the worst time to buy them, but we were buying them, and every new issue, it's exactly what you said, Izzy. Like they were advertising Invincible in every new issue that was releasing while the TV show was going on for The Walking Dead. So it's almost like, you know, they were like, okay, people are digging this Kirkman title. Let's see if we can push them to Invincible,
Mm-hmm.
and it worked. I mean, and that's one of my biggest kick me moments was like I was buying Walking Dead and seeing advertisements for Invincible and walking right past it every single week and never buying a single issue, and then here I am.
We'll see if this Kirkman guy is going to be popular. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. But man,
I got his Jubilee.
There you go.
But I was just gonna say to kind of wrap this segment up here, this category. Sorry, the Spider-Man one. You know, you got multiple covers here as well, but it seems that was it this particular one,
Yes.
Matt, that was really selling. It was the silver one, which I find very. I find that very interesting, and I know that Todd McFarlane had announced the CGC in-house signing, and I'm curious. I don't even think that played any factor into it at all, because this book always sells. Like no matter what year we look at,
this book is constant. It's like Spawn. It's just constantly selling, constantly.
Yeah,
I picked this up at a con too.
I got this for free. A buddy of mine gave me like 2 long boxes of comic books. He's like, I need to get rid of some of my stuff. Here you go. And it was like First Apocalypse, First Gambit, like fun keys. And then this was in there. I'm like, finally, in good condition.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only a $70 9.8. It's a good book for the wall, right?
Yeah.
If you're starting, if you want an entry level, if you want to buy an entry level slab that you'll never get tired of having, that's the one to go to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed. Well,
all right. Next list, we're doing. We're going to be jumping into the top 10 most purchased Marvel DC books specifically. This is to break it out because we wanted. It's a little unfair to have the independents wrapped up into this too, because they tend to be overshadowed by the big two. But you'll clearly see that this list, as we're going through it, is absolutely nuts. So we have Absolute Batman number 10 is number 10.
The ultimate verdict.
That's right. Absolute Superman sneaks in there with the 3rd issue, so at number 9, Absolute Batman. Remember, a lot of these titles came out in 2024, so Absolute Batman number 1 came, the first issues came out in 2024, which is why they're not on this list. This is just 2025. You have Absolute Superman number 3 at number 9, Absolute Batman number 8 at 8. Wow, that was not done on purpose. Absolute Batman 13 at number 7, Absolute number 5 at number 6, Absolute Batman number 7 at number 5, and then Marvel suddenly appears. Ultimate Wolverine number 1 was number 4. And then Absolute Batman's back again. Number 4 is at number 3. Red Hood sneaks in there with the 2nd spot. And then number 1 was the Absolute Batman Annual. I mean, if you guys did the top 10 plenty of times this year, how often was this on the top 10 list?
It's been there pretty consistently.
It's still there, isn't it?
Yeah, for many weeks.
Is it on there right now? Let's see.
I think it's still at least in
it's number
20.
14. Number 14.
Yeah, it's in the 20s, so it's still present.
In the runners, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's still a $32 book. $150 9.8. So
right. It's blown up. I've been on the Absolute train forever. I could not believe well, I could believe the response after I read it, but when I was seeing the initial response, because I didn't read it immediately after it came out, I just had it kind of sitting here, and when I saw the response, I was like, oh my goodness, this thing is blowing up, and it has not stopped blowing up. It's continuing to go.
But another thing about this book, I think that's very interesting. It came out at the end of the month. It's an annual as well, and annuals tend to not get as much love.
True.
But then when you hear the name Daniel Warren Johnson, and then you throw in fighting bigots, you have something going on here. And I think that's what caused this book, because again, this is a book that most people did not go get. I don't think this had a big FOC run to it. It's still an absolute Batman, so it's going to be higher than normal, yes, but it's still an annual, right? People don't give annuals the much love that they deserve.
Sure.
And with this book being that it was lower ordered, Daniel Warren Johnson, Batman fighting bigots.
Yeah.
You got the recipe of a book that is going to sell like crazy in the aftermarket.
Yeah.
I'll point out the two oddballs on the list here. The Ultimate Wolverine. That book caught fire. I mean, everybody was buying that book. I think I even bought 3 or 4 copies of that book, and I typically have 1 copy of every other book in that series. So I was buying multiples of it just because it was a big news getter this year. And and the other one, the Absolute Superman, I love seeing that actual issue is one of the really good issues in the early part of that run. It's really, really, really good. And it's very, very Krypton based, and it's a lot of fun if you're into the kind of Krypton backstory stuff in the Superman universe. So I was glad to see that kind of pop up on here. You know, I wasn't really expecting to see. I thought maybe number 1 might, but to see number 3 hop up there, that was cool, because that was a really cool issue of that series and definitely worth a read.
Yeah. I mean, it's a $5 book, but this isn't prejudiced by price. This is basically books that were selling the most in the aftermarket. No. So a lot of people probably went to their shop, couldn't find it because their shop was probably not going heavy into the 3rd issue of Absolute Superman, right? They're probably pulling back orders. And so a lot of people are like, oh, crap, I got to go to eBay to buy this, which is 550 copies sold on eBay this year. So at least that's what we track. That doesn't count lots and, we missed. We don't capture every single sale. So even though we bring it in, they don't get matched, I should say. 100%.
And the absolute, I said Absolute Wolverine. Might as well, right? The Ultimate Wolverine too. It's not his first appearance, but it's his first issue. We got to go back to 1 year in, which came out right at the end of 2024. So where the hype train was beginning to come in, Wolverine comes into the picture. Everybody's excited for Wolverine. It's a little different take. Wolverine as the Winter Soldier, which was very interesting, and it was a pretty good story.
Yeah,
it just. I think that, unlike Batman, Ultimate Wolverine, people still started picking it up, but not to the same extent as Absolute Batman was doing.
And now Marvel's canceling the Ultimate Universe stuff, right?
Yeah, everything's going bye-bye.
Yeah. So, I mean, it didn't have obviously it didn't work for Marvel the way that the Absolute line is working for DC right now. And what do you guys think that is? Is it the writers, the art? Is it a little more edgy?
Well, I know I'd read that Snyder only wanted to do like 25 issues of Batman, and then he's like, I had too many ideas. So I think DC just kind of like, we'll let him run with it, I guess.
Yeah, go ahead, Brian.
No, I was gonna say, was it? I swear there's something where like Hickman didn't know that they were ending the Ultimate Universe, and he was like, wait, hold on.
That's what they said.
That's what Hickman says a lot. About a lot of things, not just that. Let's be honest about that.
But when that piece of news came out, it did surprise me quite a bit, and just the overall idea of ending the Ultimate Universe, which has been really, really pretty positive across the board for Marvel this year. I mean, for me, anybody that's watched me long enough on here knows that I lean one way or the other, and that pulled me hard into Marvel, and I was reading more Marvel series at a concurrent time than I had ever done since I started collecting comic books.
Yeah.
And to hear that they were going to just, all right, we're good with it, it was kind of, I understand some of the thought process behind it. Maybe they were worried that it was maybe pulling from mainline titles. I don't know. But I think, there's obviously a risk reward to this, and it looks like DC's leaning into the risk and Marvel is pulling back. I don't know. It's very odd, but I thought the creative teams were really good. Some of the series were better than others, but I thought overall the creative teams are really solid. There's no reason it couldn't continue to work. So it was probably one of the more shocking news bits for me this year.
Yeah.
But Travis, I think the goal here was that they had what seemed to be just a 2-year plan for it, but it will, spin off other series within the Ultimate Universe. There's going to be more things that are going to happen. I don't think it's going to come to a complete close. Characters are going to be jumping into the 616. I would imagine Peter Parker's son as well. These are all theories that people are putting together, and we're going to find out very shortly. That's for sure. But Marvel did a wonderful job with the Ultimate Universe. If you remember out the gate, Ultimate Spider-Man was getting all the love. Ultimate Absolute Batman wasn't. They did get some love, but it didn't get the uptick that I was seeing everybody talk about when it comes to Ultimate Spider-Man. Oh my God, Peter Parker. We have an Ultimate Universe. We're finally have him married with MJ. He's got his kids. What is going on? Everybody was so focused on that. And I kind of feel like Absolute Batman just snuck right in with great story. And then people started to catch on like, oh my God, okay, DC is doing this. We just had the conversation not too long ago with DC All In Special, right? How, a lot of people like these characters, but maybe look that direction because we're getting first appearances. One thing I will say, though, in 2025, especially towards the end of year, guys, we don't make the list. You guys do. People buying on the aftermarket make these lists. And let me tell you, you gave us a challenge and a half when it comes to having to talk about these books every single week between myself, Izzy, and Travis. But one thing I can say is it wasn't difficult to come up with something new to talk about. When books tend to be on the list and it's kind of redundant, right? Like it's always, you're seeing the same books. It can kind of feel like last week's episode, but it never felt like that. It always felt like, we would pinpoint something different, something new, unintentionally. Nothing's rehearsed. We just come on and talk the comics. Yeah. And the Absolute series has really done that with, readers as a whole. Like there's good things that happen within this book that you can't help but appreciate more and more every time you come back to it, whether it be the arts, the story itself, just everything about it is very, very fun. I'm enjoying this.
Yeah, great. So, I mean, how many people are having conversations with each other at their shops about this series?
Probably it's happening. Yeah, it's happening. Yeah. But here's my take on it from my conversations with individuals in regard to Ultimate Spider-Man and Absolute Batman. Ultimate Spider-Man, we're talking about the second rendition of Ultimate Spider-Man. Actually, the third rendition, if you really think about Miles, right? But the difference is in the character development story, where Ultimate Spider-Man is, I think it's catering to the old school fanboy that wants to see that relationship of Peter Parker and Mary Jane finally take into place. And Marvel said, okay, fine. You want it? Here you go. We're going to do it here, right? Because they didn't want to give it to us in the regular continuity. Where Absolute Batman is not doing that. Absolute Batman is actually reaching out to those that didn't read comic books, really the younger audience. And the younger audience who gravitate more so to manga are coming into Batman because I think that's what Absolute Batman's doing. I think Scott Snyder is writing as if the book is a manga series. And with Dragota's art, it actually kind of feels that way in a way. And I think that's what's causing this change in guard. I think Spider-Man's going to sell regardless because it's still Spider-Man.
Sure.
And Batman does the same thing too. But when you have a Batman that people are like, holy damn, look at this Batman. He's freaking huge. Where in Spider-Man, it's like, yeah, Spider-Man and Mary Jane are together finally, and they got kids. I think it's towards the reader in this particular instance. I'm big on Ultimate Spider-Man because of that whole family dynamic thing, right? Where in Batman, it's like it's fresh, it's new, it still feels like Batman, but it's different. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I think you can walk into this universe and be completely blank. You don't have to have ever picked up a DC comic book. You don't need to know anything about the character. You can just walk into it and that goes for almost any of these series. I mean, truly, I mean, Martian Manhunter's kind of a wild trip to pick up as your first absolute book, but it's a great book. Just that one's going to send you on a little bit of a journey. So but if you grab these other issues, you can come in. They really just rewrote the whole strip. Like it's all brand new. And for me, that's what you were talking about with Spider-Man. That appealed to me. I loved that side of Ultimate Spider-Man. I loved that book in particular, and have been enjoying it still. I think it's like you said. These characters are a little larger than life. Bruce is an absolute unit, and it's just. I think this larger than life kind of manga feel, like, I think that's a good analogy. I think that's pretty good.
But speaking of units, the last time Batman overtook our top 10 for like 6 months straight was the Batman Damned issue, where you see his shadow.
His absolute unit, yeah.
That's a nice transition. So now we should get into this, because we've been on for almost an hour. We've done 3. We have 11 more to go. so
let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, so we're going to jump into it. So next on the list, we're doing the top 10 most independent comics. Purchased independent comics of 2025. So specifically released in 2025. So number 10 is our first 1 in 100 ever, because I believe it was in the blind packs. So there was a lot of them out there. I mean, it's tracked 235, which is really rare for a 1 in 100. Usually it's in the 50s that we see. But because of the blind bags, they popped up a lot more than usual. And because the print run was so huge, there were a lot of those out there. And it was a good way to score a 1 in 100 foil. But people were buying them up because they were pretty affordable, and it was a cool John Boy cover, and it was a cool Battle Beast cover. So it was kind of like, also, I think when you see that ratio, 1 in 100, people are like, oh, that's a great price, $40, $50, whatever it was. Number 9 was V Friends number 2. If you recall, this is what got people that put them on the map. They sold these on Whatnot, and they sold out, I think, in 3 seconds, and then they were flooding eBay immediately after. So it was good. It was kind of crazy.
I remember that day. Like, what the hell is V Friends?
Well, everyone got introduced to Gary V. If you haven't already. Battle Beast number 2, it was the blind bag advanced copy, so that was kind of nice. So the first issue also came with this second issue bonus. Monsters number 3, cover A. I guess it was the most available. A lot of the monster stuff is not super available. It's usually pretty hard to get. Another blind bag, Invincible number 19. And then you have Pop Kill. You got Adam Hughes's cover for Pop Kill number 3. We have Monsters, the free comic book day of all things. That was trending like crazy when it came out. It was the most successful free comic book day book on the aftermarket. And then this is like a whole, like the trends of 2025. Ice Cream Man, the Mortal Coil Shuffle, the cards, that was number 3. We tracked 341 sales of those playing cards, and it's still, it's about $16 for it, which is not bad. Then you have the blind bag, Battle Beast blind bag at number 2, and of course Monster and the Wolf Halloween bag at number 1. So a lot of this, you see a lot of some repeats from the list above. Of course, they took over the list again here, and really this was a blind bag win throughout all this.
I love the 1 in 100. That's a cool little thing. I don't know. I think that's a cool little thing to happen this year. That having the 1 in 100 show up here. That's really nice.
Yeah, never seen a 1 in 100 make this list ever. Yeah.
So it also goes to show you that the 1 in 100 is not as rare as a 1 in 100 used to be.
Well, I mean, they were probably printing them to the print run, right? So a lot of times people forget that they do the math. If there's 300,000 copies, how many 1 in 100s are out there based on a division from that print run, which is completely inaccurate, because not every store orders 100 copies because you got to qualify for it. The blind bag threw a little wrench into that by making them more available. So I'm sure that there were a lot added. It's probably still not the math that you would think that if you did the division, but there were more 1 in 100s for this than probably most. So I think that's safe to say.
And again, it has to do with price point, I bet.
Yeah.
Right. It has everything to do with price point. It's more affordable to buy this book because it's cheaper.
Right.
And of course, if the retailer could get, the retailer gets a percentage difference, right? Obviously, FOCs comes into play as well. So you're going to get those ratios and things like that. So probably a store will get 5 copies or something like that if that's the case in that way.
Did they give the 1/100 if you ordered 100 copies of the blind bags too, or were they only available in the blind bags?
I have no idea how that worked.
Yeah. So I don't know that, but all I know is that it made the list. We'll jump into top 10 most purchased variants in 2025, released in 2025. So these were probably the top selling. These were the top selling ones for what was it? Here we go. X-Men: Age of Revelation #0 is number 10.
I forgot all about that book.
Yeah, all new Venom 5, Clay and Crane. I think everyone tries to forget this book.
I had that book and I got rid of it quick.
I mean, it's still a $30 book, which is kind of so people still love it. All new Venom #5. Marvel Knights World to Come. It's number 8. Here's Red Hood again. Here's Momoko's Fantastic Four 28. Here's Deadpool Batman again. Here's Wolverine 8 again. Here's Summer of Superman special number. Here's the Battle Beast Blind Bag again. And here again is Marvel Team Up. We don't even have to go into this too much because this is a lot of repeats. So it's kind of funny that it matches the list that we just covered. So
well, good year for Image. I mean, this is nice. The Battle Beast blind bags kicked everything off. It was great.
I mean, it was very successful. So the last one was the most purchased independent comics overall for across everything, and then these were the variants. So typically variants won't show up on that most purchased list, which is why we have 2 different categories. But you definitely saw a lot of repeats here. So that just goes to show you those blind bags really helped boost the aftermarket fervor for all those variants, and also because they were accessible and they were probably a lower price point, whatever it was. But a lot of Marvel shows up on this list more than most other lists in this whole, market review. This was the kind of list that kind of took over more than most because I think they have about half of them on here. Yeah. It just goes to show you that they were doing pretty good until people were like, "Oh, I need every absolute title," and then nothing was relevant anywhere.
It's very interesting that example here at the #1 spot. You're seeing the Marvel Team Up 14, right, from the blind bag, but the blind bag itself still holding, and it did very well on the aftermarket within the entire year. It is just wicked to see how much love the Battle Beast stuff got within 2025. Again, I think that's just great for the Invincible universe as a whole for Robert Kirkman, because again, it's a good introduction. You know what I mean? It got people having fun within the hobby and learning of a new character. I mean, if one person read it out of the entire amount of people who ordered, well, that's one person more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it is interesting how the blind bags do devalue those high ratios, because they're a little more easier to get. It's more randomized, where the reason why so many incentives do go up in value is because they're really hard to get and really hard to find, and not every store qualifies for them. So the blind bag, go for it.
No, I feel sorry for the guy who bought Battle Beast wanting to read it, and he got the blind bag, and he got Marvel Team Up, and he was like, "Oh crap, I can't even read the story."
And he's just got to keep buying them. That's the thing.
If I had not gotten the blank, I don't even have a cover. I had to buy the cover like 3 months later. I bought the cover A for like a couple bucks on eBay because I didn't have a cover for Battle Beast #1. I just had a blank.
But at least you had a reader copy.
That's
right?
true. It's true. It's true.
This next category is a lot of fun so I think we'll do this for the variants next year. We ran out of time to do it. I thought about it as an after fact, but this is the top largest individual sales. So I'll do this for variants next year because I would love to see what the most expensive variants sold were, but this was the largest individual sales.
Yep.
So number 10 was Captain America #1, which sold for 250,000 in a 7.0.
Wow.
Then we had
Not
Action
bad,
Comics,
actually. Not bad for a book that old.
Action Comics number 15, Heritage, a 9.4 sold for 264,000. Wiz
Beautiful.
Comics Volume 1 number 2 sold in June via Heritage, a 7.0 for 288,000. Hulk #1 sold on Heritage in April, a 9.0 sold for 312,000. Superman #1 sold in February on Comic Link, 3.5 for 370,000. Just a 3.5. Don't worry, he's coming back. Flash #1.
I wonder how much.
Right. Flash #1 at number 5. Heritage 8.5 sold for 396,000. Action Comics 1 sold via Heritage in June. A 0.0 grade. That is accurate, meaning I think it was the cover only. Is it because we looked this up?
We had that conversation, I think, of like, would you buy the cover?
Yeah.
Would you buy the cover, or would you put it somewhere else? And I think I came down on the side of I might do it.
So a cover alone, $408,000 for just the cover. For
if I've got that money, like
yeah, I might do it.
I mean, if there's any cover to buy, right?
Yeah,
right. If you're gonna say you got what's one comic book you will buy just the cover of, it's that one. That's the one.
You know what? I don't even need the rest.
Don't care.
Yeah, no one's gonna read the inside, right?
I'm never gonna open it.
That's right. That's right. So that was interesting. Number 3 was Fantastic Four. A 9.2 sold for $600,000. This was back in May, so right before the movie came out.
Right
we're all excited. Incredible Hulk shows up again. It sold Heritage, a 9.2 sold for $780,000 in June.
That's very impressive.
The big guy, of course, is the biggest sale for a comic book of all time at $9.1 million, $9.12 million on Heritage just this past November for a 9.0. So, yeah.
Thank you to the nice old lady's attic.
Yeah.
So
incredible climate control.
So I actually covered most of these books earlier today, and obviously the Superman comes at no surprise, of course, with everything that we heard about it with the $9 million price tag. I think what's really cool is seeing that Incredible Hulk at a 9.2, because a lot of people don't even realize Incredible Hulk is one of the harder ones to get, especially on a high grade. And because all the gray dark tones, it's just going to present a certain way, and just to have a book, really 9.2 is pristine.
I mean, but the difference, a 9.0 sold for 312. That was April, and then a 9.2, just one grade up, 2 months later, sold for double.
Just give me the 8.5, okay? I'll take the 8.5. You could go a little lower.
Just one grade, right? I would love to look back at those copies and see how they look side by side.
How much different they are, right?
All I'm saying is you could get the Action Comics #1 cover and then another book on this list.
Is it like those 4 pictures? You have $1 million and you can only buy 2 of these. And Sydney Sweeney is like a 900,000 or something.
Give me the absolute. Give me the Action Comics #1 cover and a Spawn #1, and I'm out. Peace out.
So before we move on to the next list, let's bring in a special guest.
Yes, finally.
Hey,
there you go. He's out partying, wasn't he?
I'm so sorry.
Just blowing off the show tonight.
I will say this. I was at the zoo. They do this nighttime light show thingy. And I had my kid with me and my wife. And then I got Matt's text. I was like, oh no. What happened?
It's like the Planet of the Apes meme. Oh no.
Someone said we had too many people on the show tonight anyway. So
yeah, I figured it was okay, but I totally apologize. I did on the entire drive home listen to you guys without any visuals because I was driving, and I gotta say you guys are crushing it. My God. Like I was enthralled. I was like, oh, what are they going to say about this comic? You guys are doing a really, really great job. I was like, shouldn't even go on. I'm just going to ruin it if I jump on.
Yeah, you're totally ruining it now because we still. No, I'm just kidding.
But you are only on which list are you on? You're not even like halfway through this.
Let's see. We just did the most valuable individual sales, so we are almost halfway through. Yeah, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more lists to go.
Gotcha. I would love to dive into every one of these books because there's so much to talk about, and the reasons why these jumped throughout the entire year are just incredible. Like just as Superman 1 was a headline for weeks because of the $9 million sale, the book being in the attic, the three brothers, etc. But obviously we got to speed up on time, so we're just running through the list. But John.
And that Fantastic Four sale was like someone's like, well, this is the time to sell, right? Like, I mean, like. Right now, right before a film, this is the max potential I'm going to get out of this.
And I'm in at that. I like that. You know, if I'm chilling on that kind of money, I'm probably getting that. I don't mind that. 9.2, that's pretty decent.
Yeah.
I heard a weird thing. I don't know if I was getting trolled on Instagram, but someone said that Superman was Nick Cage's stolen Superman. Did you hear that?
I had heard that.
This copy recently. I don't think that was the same one, but who knows? I didn't actually.
Yeah, the whole thing was he had his copy stolen when he was going to play him, right, way back when, and it's been over decades, right? And so the cost of that is obviously increased dramatically, and I guess because it was it graded or something, like there was some identifiable thing that he had on it. But again, I don't know if that was just a total internet troll thing, but he was getting into it, and he's like, I just want my comic back. I don't care, man. I'll pay whatever you want me to pay. I just want it back.
That's such a comic fan thing to say. I really don't care. I just want my book back, please.
But it was stolen out of his trailer or something, or his house, or I don't know, obviously something. Anyway, okay, I digress. I apologize.
Why
you guys
would it be in his trailer? That's the real question.
Because you carry your favorite comic books with you wherever you go. You never know when someone needs to see it.
You're reading it, as you do. Your $1 million comic.
Unless he was like, what's his name? The Logan Paul. Who carries
with the Pokemon card, right?
Yeah. So
he wore it at WrestleMania.
Should we start making this a trend in 2026? We wear comics as necklaces.
You just wear it. It's like the Flavor Flav clock. Although don't do a PSA because you'll just get
It'll be heavy.
You want something like a CBCS, something a little lighter.
Yeah. Little more aerodynamic for the old posture.
You could do a comic capsule. That's probably a little easier for you.
Yeah.
All right. The next up is the top 10 most valuable variants. Now, typically year to year, this is one of my favorite categories. How we do this one was we basically track the overall value spent on every book in the system. And the books that sell the most in terms of just the variant category is kind of how we rank this. So books dollar for dollar against each other, this is how we rank them. Next year, I think I will do the top 10 most individual sales, and I really wanted to do it for this list, but we just ran out of time. But what's interesting as we jump into this, usually these are all the big guys. This will be a list of all the most expensive modern books that you'll see in the market. But yet, Wolverine 8, Danny Warren Johnson came out swinging. I can't tell you that, we tracked 506 copies. Every single one of those was like $50, $60, $70. So, and still right now, it's still a $60 book, a $50 book. So that's why it was able to rack up such a grand total of, we tracked over $27,000 spent on this title. Wow. Granted, it had numbers behind it, 506 copies, but still it outsold most modern variants, which is, a testament to it.
Yeah.
So as we go through the list, you'll see some books that are on the list every year. Ezra Spider-Verse 2, the 1 in 25, first Spider-Gwen. This was interesting, and we should come back to this, but Invincible 1 is so hot, and it's so expensive that they went for Larry's version of the cover, which did come out a few months later, and it's the same cover except with his name on it. That made number 8 with 77 copies sold, a total spend of 30 grand, which was basically a lot of 9.8s for selling for that book. Absolute Batman number 1, the NYCC Akira homage. Now there's been seven different
in my hands.
What's that?
I had it in my hands.
Oh,
at
no.
New York. And we gave it away.
We gave it away.
We did. We gave one of these away. A lot of these books we tend to give away when we get them. So 98
have it in my hand.
Matt, new business idea for Cover Price. We sell comics.
I just picture Jim Carrey screaming, "How do you sleep at night?"
But this is my point. But this is to my point from earlier. Akira, manga, anime.
Oh, that's nice.
Well, I mean, Akira homages have been popular for a very long time. But then when they did it for this one, everyone's like, "Oh, we should do one too." And then it was like 2025 was like has destroyed this homage come forever.
Oh yeah.
They'll still do it, but it definitely we need a break, Akira. We definitely need a break.
Yeah.
And they're still making this cover, by the way. KRS right before Christmas just did what it was, a foil version.
Foil version.
They did a foil. There's a black and white version. There's the Joker version.
Yeah. Well, they're gonna keep coming, so buckle in. The surprise of the year was this V Friends comic book. So they did a sealed pack, and the sealed pack just had one book in it, which was J. Scott Campbell's a 9.8 of J. Scott Campbell's cover for this. I think it was a 9.8. It may have been I can't remember if it was the 9.8 or the regular one, but there was only 17 of these sold and racked up almost $37,000.
Crazy.
What is that book going for?
Was like was about $2,000 to $3,000 per sale for one of these. Now, I will say this. Usually, I actually talked to J. Scott Campbell's team about this book. Typically, in their clause, they get a considerable amount of comps. So for every cover that he does, I don't know what the exact ratio is, but he gets a good amount for his store, for his signings, for whatever he does with them. He got no copies of this because they're not used to giving copies. Like their V Friends, this is their first exploration into comics. They didn't give him a single copy.
Oh my god.
So not even J. Scott Campbell doesn't have a copy of this. So Campbell fans, this is one you're going to be looking for a very long time. This is not going to be one of those.
I'm looking at the sales, man. 2,000, 1,000, 3,000, 4,000.
Yeah. 17 sales racked up $37,000. So
let's just hope he has the OA of this cover at least, so he can be like, haha. You know what I mean? I got the OA.
This is just a sealed pack. Like people are already grading these things and then selling those separately.
Imagine selling that OA.
Gee, I don't want to.
So they did buy the well, I wonder if he still I'm sure he still has the OA. He doesn't let his OA go. Not easily. So anywho, the next on the list, again, Venom Lethal Protector. This gold, if you've been collecting variants since the 90s, this is one that I've wanted probably since I can remember.
You don't have one?
I don't have a gold. No, I definitely don't have a gold. I would love the black one.
I got plenty of red ones.
Yeah. I've got the red and the gold.
But this gold is, I mean, it's 66 copies, racked up 40 grand. I mean, because this is a book that everyone grades. So there's a lot of you don't see a lot of raw books traded in the aftermarket. It's usually graded books. Number 4 is Berserker number 1. Now, all this 1 in 1,000, they were all signed by Keanu. But there were some not signed ones that Boom suddenly released out into the market like a year later. They released like 100 or 200 copies of the unsigned version, which was odd. Yeah. But so this one is a signature book that we do track. And out of just this is wrong. We did not track 1,500 copies of this. I think this is inaccurate. I think this line's inaccurate right there, so we might have to come back to that one.
But still, $38,000.
No, I think the price. The price is probably right here. Let me go through. While we
I
go
see
through the
n-
list,
I
while
see
you chat, I'll
98
look it up.
copies in the list itself, but that's not including.
Here we
ones
go.
from the previous years.
Yes, so both the numbers were wrong. So it looks like a line got duplicated on there. 18 copies were tracked at $55,000.
Whoa!
That's even more impressive.
Yeah,
That's nuts.
yeah. So, well, Bobby, we'll have to come back to that one, and actually, it should be technically it should be higher on the list than theoretically.
Well,
At
let's
this point,
see
if
what's
he
next.
if he ever does a Berserker movie, imagine the price tag this thing is going to demand when if that ever happens.
Yeah, that's going to be insane. Yeah. And Matt, wasn't there? Didn't John Boy he's not signing these on principle, or what was there? Wasn't there a story around that? Or is that different?
Yes. So John Boy's never signing these again. He only signed, I think, a handful for a charity event. Can't remember the exact amount. But he said just to keep the value high for those books, he swore that he's never going to sign another copy of these. And then there were a few that were double signed by him and Keanu, and he'll never sign any of those. So yeah, super, super rare. This next line is actually inaccurate too. So I'll have to come back to this and fix it. I'm looking at the books on my list here. Spider-Man number one, the platinum edition. So I think on here it is saying that we tracked 1272 at 42,000. Yeah, that's not right. We tracked 58 at 60,000.
Wow, still very impressive.
So yeah, we'll have the order's correct, but the numbering's wrong. Yeah.
Oh my god, that is crazy. You said 60? Wait, 60,000 and how many?
58 copies, 60,000.
Holy crap.
I mean, this is a go-to $700, $800, $900, $1,000 plus 9.8.
Yeah.
It's one of those books that if you want the creme de la creme modern cover, but in the rarest version, the platinum one.
But do you think this character is going to take off, Matt?
You think we got some staying power here?
And who's this McFarlane guy?
Overrated, if you ask me.
That's funny. This next one is so this number is correct. So it looks like we just got a few that kind of got a little off balance here. But this is the King of Modern Variants. I mean, only 4 copies sold. It's $69,000. So it is a little down from its highest. I think at one point it was selling for I should pull up. I think the highest was maybe like 50 grand. Let's see. 43,000 was the highest for a 9.8. Right now, a 9.8 will go for about 28,000. So it lost about 15 during the pandemic crunch. But I mean, if I got $28,000 for this, would I be sad about that? No. No. This is a 1 in 100 that technically you should have bought off the stands for $50, $100 max. But the problem is in 2011 the print runs were so small for Amazing Spider-Man and most books that stores weren't getting these. So that's why they command such premiums, because there's just not a lot of them out there.
One thing I know for a fact was that 9.8 signed by Delgado sold for 31,000 this year, which is crazy to think.
Yeah,
of this book, 31,200 to be precise.
And we're giving this one away at the end of the show.
Yeah, right.
If you stay on,
if you say that,
you're gonna have to stay till the end of the show to see if we do.
Yeah, I mean, cover price maybe.
But yeah, the king, the new King of Moderns, even though I mean there's still actually I think this number is wrong too. For some reason it got completely out of whack here. But we tracked 28 copies sold, 105,000 were spent on it.
Wow.
So I mean this book again is also down from its highs. But I'm gonna bring it up here. It is still selling for 8,200 for a 9.8. Now it was selling for 43,000 at its height in 2023, so it's way down from its height. And the 9.8s for the core Ultimate Fallout title are also way down. I don't know if it'll ever get to 43,000 again. But again, would I be sad about selling this for 8,200? I remember when Miles was getting hot, and this was a $700 book, and I had the chance to buy plenty of copies. I was like, I'm not going to spend $700 on a 9.8.
Yeah.
Now it's $8,200. So
wise decision, wasn't it?
Yeah. No.
This is for me. This is one of my top tier all time favorite Marvel variants, without a doubt. This has always been one of my absolute favorites. I don't own it, obviously, but no, it's this one has always been up there for me, and it's never surprised to see it continue to go for big numbers.
Beautiful cover. Earlier, you guys were talking about why Absolute Batman versus the Ultimate line is doing well, and I was thinking, I don't know if you said this because I was driving and half listening and stuff to some of the stuff, but there's been a lot of reboots of Spider-Man. You know, there has not been a lot of reboots of Batman that I can recall. Right? There's the different families and different whatever, but like a actual reboot, like, you know, formula from back to formula, kind of like he's not rich, he's not. And I was thinking that might be the thing because it's such a unique thing with such a beloved character. But like I see this in what 2011. Yeah, 2011. You know, and they've rebooted a lot of Spider-Man stuff. They've rebooted a lot of, you know, Miles Morales and, you know, different versions of him. So maybe that's it. I don't know.
I think there was huge buzz when, of course, Peter Parker, you know, bit the bullet in the Ultimate Universe back in the day, right? That sends people spiraling in multiple directions. Some loved it, some hated it. Miles Morales, though, didn't exactly take off out the gate. There was a lot of people that were actually upset about that when the change ended up happening, if you recall. But
I do.
Now we fast forward, and I remember, you know, within the pandemic, seeing this particular book jump to the numbers it did. I sat back and I was like beyond puzzled. Like when you think COVID numbers and like at a point in time within the hobby where books just jumped to ridiculous prices, this one is probably at the top of the list for me. Now seeing where it's come down, it is a drastic drop, and I look and I can't help but, you know, feel bad for somebody who spent $42,000 on this book, or $40K, right? But now it's like, okay, but Miles does make his way into the MCU. That does happen. Matt, you just finished saying I don't ever see this hitting the numbers, you know, again like it did before. Do you think that would bring it anywhere close?
You know, at 8,200, I would guess that it would see a bump. I would probably guess it might get close to 20. It probably wouldn't push past 20. I mean, the thing to remember about these is there's a lot of them out there. This was actually available for this was pre-pandemic news, but these were, I forget the store that these were available in a Marvel pack where there was like a variant pack. I forget what store it was, but these were plentiful in those packs.
Five Below did it.
Five Below, yes.
Yeah.
Five Below, like literally these packs would cost like $10.
Below
$5.
I don't Five Below.
I don't know if they were $5. I think they were like 10 or something like that. But I remember people were pulling these out, and the first appearance of Silk, her variant, was in there.
Yeah.
Then there was like a lot of other ones that people kind of forgot about, but this was plentiful back in the day. So I think, you know, the Ultimate Fallout, as news kind of calms down, there's still so many copies out there that the supply is still high enough to meet the demand. The second it gets hot and that demand goes up, there's still, again, plenty of copies for people to go through. It just depends on how big of a deal he'll be. Will he be the next Waves Spider-Man? You know, if Tom walks away,
I think he already is already. I think
Same.
Yeah.
I honestly believe Miles has become this generation's Spider-Man.
But cinematically, right? Like if he takes over Tom Holland's place as Spider-Man in the future, then I think there's probably a case to be said that
the way I see it, though, it's all about timing, and especially with Secret Wars, it kind of makes sense. Like, you know, I look at my kids; they're 6 and 4, and both my boys, their Spider-Man is Miles Morales, where I'm Peter Parker, right? So I think, you know, the MCU is bound to, enter a phase where Miles is going to take the lead because
Right.
these kids are growing up off of Miles Morales more than they are Peter Parker.
I mean, looking at that 43, I mean, we shouldn't spend so much time in this, but looking at that 43, it was kind of an oddity even for itself at the time. Like, it was higher than the normal. Like, the sales that were around it was 36 right before it, and right after was 33, and this was in the span of 2 months.
Yeah.
So like, even though that was a crazy high, that wasn't typical for that book. 30,000 was kind of the typical COVID price for this when it would sell. Could it hit 30? I don't even, it could maybe. I don't see it getting past 20, 25
Yeah.
In the next 10 years. Maybe one day down the road it could potentially get higher, but
and it's not even the rarest of variants
No.
for this one, right? That Matt and I alluded to many times before, but there's a secret variant that we can't confirm nor deny, but we know someone who has one potentially.
I know I know someone who has one, the rarest modern book that no one knows about. We'll save that for another day.
Yeah.
But it is so the next list we're going to jump into, see, again, that's my favorite category and we spent way too much time on it. The top 10 most valuable convention exclusives. So this was fun because convention books tend to have a surge the week of and the week after, and then they never kind of get talked about again. I think this will buck some of those trends. But if we go through it, V Friends, I didn't even realize this book came out at San Diego, but V Friends number 4. Oh, that's because it was a sneaky one. I think this number is wrong too. It's 5280. I don't know what happened here, but some of these numbers got a little wonky. I think that was actually yes, 21 was sold. 21 copies at $6,000.
Wow.
Let's see if this is incorrect too. No, these are correct. Okay. Amazing Spider-Man number 1. I don't know if you remember, but these Magic the Gathering convention ones.
Oh, I remember.
Crazy hot.
It's so hot.
PAX West. Who goes to PAX West? How many comic people go to PAX West? It's probably some spillover if you're a video game fan. This was a surprising one, the comic exposure one. These are the ones that were sold in a briefcase at C2E2. We only tracked 12, but man, they racked up 6,000 in aftermarket.
I gotta talk to Eddie from Comic Exposure.
Now
I was with him today.
I think they cost $500 at the convention. In this case,
I saw him today. I gotta talk to him.
And the one that I looked at, the copies that were left, they kind of had to get pushed into it, and every one of them had creases because of that. The ones that I saw. So I that's why I didn't purchase one. But they are limited to 100 copies, and when you look at a Spider-Man book limited to 100 copies, it definitely made me stop and think about it. Spawn 361 from WonderCon. It was the only WonderCon exclusive, if I recall. It was came in number 7. This Campbell Amazing Spider-Man number 13. I mean, anytime you have a limited Mary Jane cover.
I saw that. I knew it too. Because that was New York Comic Con. And I was like, I'm going to that panel. I'm getting that book.
Yeah. And that's the other thing. It was free, right? It was free.
It was absolutely free. And I knew it the minute I saw it. And I said, J. Scott Campbell is doing a Mary Jane that is black and white. That's only going to be given at the panel. I'm there. I'm sending that sucker in immediately. And yet I did it, and it got me a 9.8.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh yeah.
I mean, we only tracked 49 copies. So that's the thing. A lot of books, when you're looking at the convention books, if they don't make this list, it doesn't mean they weren't hot. A lot of times people hold their copies. So if a book was super, super hot, just because it didn't make this list didn't mean that it wasn't super valuable or super. These were just the books that people immediately flipped and that everyone was hungry for, right?
Yeah.
The more people were hungry for them than with copies available. So
I was more mad that my kids weren't with me to get more copies.
I know. I wish I could have gone to that con. Amazing Spider-Man number 1, the Magic Edition. Again, this is not a special Magic cover, but it's just basically a reprint of ASM number 1 that makes number 5. Then you have a Spawn, the color version, a Brett Booth cover from WonderCon. That 103 copies, over $10,000 track.
Wow.
Campbell's Marvel swimsuit special. I mean, I remember when he offered this one, it sold out instantly, right, at San Diego.
Is that a suntan? I just noticed it.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, it's like a Black Widow. It's a Black Widow mark. Interesting. That was an interesting. It must be like a net, right?
Yeah, it's very
Oh
fish.
yeah, it's part of the bathing suit.
Okay, the fish.
I do see some lines on it. So yes.
I'm like, okay, that's just a bad suntan.
Wow, you went really detailed there. I mean, I missed that. Interesting. There you go. Number 2 was probably, in my mind, probably the hottest variant.
Oh yeah,
like
Great cover.
the line was every day was as far as you could see. And JTC, John Tyler Christopher, the sweetest dude. His wife was so sweet. They were moving that line as fast as they could. He was still trying to talk to everyone that was buying one.
He came out of the line and walked to the very end and said, "Don't worry, you guys are gonna get one. Don't worry, don't worry." Like he made everyone nice and feel good. Made everyone hot cocoa. We told stories.
That's right. So yeah, he was very gracious in his line, and I mean, this was definitely one of the hottest books. But the number 1 was this MegaCon sketch cover again, Brett Booth.
Yep.
160 copies. I mean, Spawn is literally the king of convention variants. If there's a Spawn exclusive, it will be probably a guaranteed line, right? A guaranteed. If you're not there with a retailer badge first thing, it's somewhere. If you can't get to that line before everyone else does, you're likely not going to get one.
And go to preview night.
Well, and this was the first year for MegaCon. They jumped up the print run. Usually they always did about 750, but they doubled it just to keep up with demand, and still not enough. 160 copies. I mean, it's still amazing that only 160 copies were tracked. $45,000 for this was racked up for this book. What is it trending for now? I think that's one thing we're missing on here. Usually we add those. Right now it's $39, so it definitely has dropped from its $250 high.
I was looking at the Mary Jane, and there was the last sale, believe it or not, was $3.
That's got to be
yeah. I'm not kidding. I looked at it, and there it is, $3.
Let me double check that. That sounds like a sale. Thank you for pointing that out, because yes, it turns out it was the regular edition, but someone put Mary Jane Venom in the header, and then it grabbed it. So
that's what happened to it. So it's like an $18 book now.
So here, hold on, we can correct
$30.
While you're doing that, Matt, someone commented that Tom McFarlane's the same like as JTC. Just super nice crowd mixing going on, and I will agree. He's always been super nice. At one, it was San Diego. I didn't get in line for the signing. I missed it, but I just wanted to get the variant. Everyone left. He saw me buying it. After he left, he came back and he just said, "Hey, who wants it signed again?" And he just started signing again without just because, like, super nice. Like,
yeah, right.
Wonderful.
He drives his PR crazy.
Yeah. All right, there you go. It's corrected, so you can check it again, Izzy. It is currently a value of $47 near mint.
Yeah, so. I was looking at it, I was like, $3.
Yeah. I realized that was the other thing we're missing on here is just the current near mint, the fair market. I can't even talk. I need to get some water in a bit. The fair market value. Thank you. So usually we add those in here. So the next list we're getting into. So that's the variants for the conventions, which was interesting. Again, Spawn takes it all. Now, this is the top 10 most valuable store exclusives of 2025. So the same reason we did this category, like the convention one, is that these tend to have a surge in when they come out, or when people get them, or usually around an event, they'll hit the aftermarket in a big way and kind of take over. Some keep going. 10 on this list is the Chuma Hill Absolute Batman number 9. this was, I mean, only 15 copies tracked, and it's already at 4,500. Chuma Hill's having his own really good year this year. It's been talked about more in 2025 than any year before. Mark Spears Monsters #3 of the Hollow Foil was #9, limited to 50 copies. Here's the ASM Magic the Gathering cover that Marvel brought to, I think this was the Disney exclusive.
I believe so.
You had to get this at the Disney store. Maybe no, I think the other one was. I think this was just a general convention one. I think it was at several conventions.
Was this the tournament? This might have been the tournament.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Yes, the tournament one. Yes. Then the next was one that I missed. I literally had this in my cart 4 times, and I was like, and then and then and then I didn't. Then they sold out, and I didn't get one. But this was the Superman Unlimited, the Fandango Collector's Bundle. So if you bought a ticket through Fandango, they sent you a poster and then this variant, and plus the ticket. And I think you even got like pop. Did you get popcorn? I don't know. But still, like, this book was, we only tracked 51 copies because people were holding on to it. And it's still pretty pricey. 6,800 is what we have down for it. I do wonder what it's selling for. Let's take a little peek. Currently 130 in a 9.8 and 111 in a raw. So people are buying the raw versions for some reason. Number 6 is Absolute Batman. #5, Mark Spears Batman. That was Mark Spears was taking over everything. ASM #1. This was the Disney Store exclusive. I mean, these were big books to the point where we have the artist list, the most valuable artist list. These guys were on pretty high on the list with one cover, because these are like Magic the Gathering artists. So these were their first comic covers, and they made the list with just one cover.
I had this one in my hands not 3 days ago and was really, really, really going to make some bad financial decisions about it.
What did they want for it?
Well, it was signed, and they wanted like 300. 400.
Right now, you can get a copy for $40, but I'm sure it may have boosted it. Who knows? Yeah. No, you would have paid $100 over the market high. So, that was probably.
That's what I said. Bad financial decisions. I'm trying to make good financial decisions. Right. New year, new me.
Number 4 was like, what's that?
No, I was just saying, Travis, watch out. He always makes bad financial decisions.
Always.
Number 4, Mark Spears Monsters #3. Now, even if you're not a Monsters fan, this was a cover that most people did jump on because it was right at the time of Jaws' 75th anniversary or 70th? 75th, I believe. 70th. Okay. His 70th anniversary was this summer, and it was Jaws everywhere.
Wait, 70th? You mean 50?
Is it 50?
Yeah, 50.
Yeah, 50, 70, man. It's 77. 75.
All right. Thank you. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, you're right. Okay.
Did you mean the book? Was the book that long?
Yeah, I'm not a master of math. So, Jaws was having its 50th anniversary. Thank you. This summer. So Jaws was everywhere. And so the fact that this was well timed with the release and KRS did it, this is one of the books that looks amazing in a metal. And I am jealous of people who have this book in a metal because it shimmers, and it's a great book. So even if you're not like a diehard Monsters fan, this was a book that people bought, which is why I got to number 4. V Friends again.
I want that book in a remark with Jeff the Land Shark.
Oh, you'll have to ask Mark if he'll do one for you.
I will love it.
V Friends #2 makes its appearance back up again. It was a Whatnot exclusive, and it was a V Friends exclusive, but man, it really took over. Spilled over to eBay in an instant way. Absolute Batman, this Absolute Batman annual, the Felix comic art, man, this book rose to value incredibly fast. Literally over the past 2 months, it went from, I think, $100 book to a $300. $400. It's currently worth $400.
Wait until you see the Absolute Batman 15 Felix Joker one that dropped today. Yeah. Already, instantly over $300.
Wow.
Yeah.
I guess we'll talk about it on Monday.
Yeah, probably. Probably.
And then number one on the list was actually Invincible Battle Beast, the eBay live pack that Clutch did. So what was special about these sealed packs was they were limited to 1,000, but they were loaded with original art. Like, I mean, when I say loaded, it was like there were, I want to say, I guess we could count, but there were a bunch of original art by a variety of artists. So these made the packs to chase. If I recall, they weren't expensive out of the, like they were pretty expensive right out the gate. Like to get your hands on one, you had to pay probably $250 to $300 in an eBay live auction. And I mean, it was awesome to see people hit it. Now, the books that were, if you paid that much, the books that were, if you didn't have one of those hits, I think they held the exact value that you're pretty much paying for the most part. So these packs are pretty popular because people really enjoyed the gamble of it. And then that was it. So that was the top store exclusives. And eBay counts. They're a store. They've been doing their own exclusives for the past 2 years. So yeah. So that was all of our book coverage. So now we're getting into kind of my favorite new part of the section, which is the creator focus part. And this was a new thing that we did this year, and it took a little data digging for us to pull this information. But I think what we got out of it was it does show you how much data we do have, and how in the weeds that we're tracking this stuff. Does anyone need to take a break before we jump into it?
No. Let's go.
Just to tell everyone also though, like this is on CovrPrice.com. So if you guys are interested in reading this and going through it in more detail and seeing some of the analysis and summary stuff, go to CovrPrice. It's going to be on the banner and it's in the content section. Be sure to read it there.
All right. Yes. Thank you. All right. So getting into the most valuable artists. Again, this is not their self-value. Every one of them is valuable and loved by their mother.
We love you all. We love you
they have
all.
plenty of friends, and they are contributors to society, every single one of them. But we broke it down by total dollar tracked for these. So when we say most valuable, basically we took every book that they did, every cover they did, how many books we tracked, and the total spent across all those covers to give them an overall value, an aftermarket value, and then sorted them accordingly. So number 10 is Lee Bermejo. Oh, that's spelled incorrectly there too. Bobby, if you don't mind catching that one.
Yeah.
This is Lee Bermejo. Berm Joe. That's our nickname for him, is a good old Berm Joe. So he was number 10. He did 60 covers, 41K. Ryan Otley was all over the place thanks to blind bags. Even though it's reused art, technically some of them. He did a lot for Battle Beast. He did a lot of convention exclusives. Only 27 books, but
that's pound for pound, some dollar behind that.
Yes,
27
pound for pound, 27. He did. I mean, dollar basically is his price per book is definitely higher, and I do think we tracked those, but I couldn't figure it out. So we'll have to add that next year. Sveta makes the list at number 8. Now she's someone who produced 66 covers. One of the most on this list. Well, not the most, but higher than Otley and Bermejo. But $43,000 spent for someone who was not a known name prior to 2025. I would say a lot of people probably knew of her, but not into the degree that she was in 2025. She's just aftermarket gold for collectors. Like anything she does, it's like we had her remarks. I mean, you go to just buy those little remarks, it costs $500-$600 for just those remarks. So I can't wait to see what 2025 looks, or 2026 looks for her. I know that there's going to be a lot of fun things that she's doing, and I think she's even doing her own Kickstarter. So Don't sleep on that. Don't sleep on that when it does come up. Stanley Archer. I mean, this guy's on this list. Like, well, we've never done this list before, but we have pulled this data before for publishers. Share this stuff with him. He's always in this top 10 because he did 57 covers, but again, 44 grand was spent on him in the aftermarket. But he has almost the most in terms of well, no, I guess there's a lot more here. Nick Dragata,
Obviously.
I mean, units sold 6,000 versus Stanley Lau, who did 1,800. But like every single one of his covers was selling for 10, 20, 30 plus dollars. Then you get into Batman, Absolute Batman #1.
Yeah.
I mean, these were covers released in 2025, so Absolute Batman #1 wouldn't count towards this. So that's something to remember. If you added in Absolute Batman #1, man, geez, he'd be at the top. Peach Momoko, Jim Lee, Daniel Warren Johnson. Daniel Warren Johnson was everywhere. The Energon stuff. He did Big Rig. He did covers for Daredevil. He did covers for Absolute Batman.
DCKO.
Yeah, he was just. I mean, multiple Absolute titles. He was just literally everywhere. J. Scott Campbell, 128 books he put out, and $114,000 was crazy.
And all of the same woman now.
I mean, he's a master of that pose, right?
Yeah.
But it clearly works. He sells out. If it'll be a print run of 1,500 copies, and it'll be sold out in a minute.
Yeah. Don't forget the JSA books from Marvel. That whole thing that he did too. That was part of it too.
Yeah, just crazy. Mark Spears, though, 667 unique covers. Racked up
by one.
Racked up almost 500,000 in aftermarket sales. 500,000, which is
yourself a year, Mr. Spears.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
So I'm just looking at the units comparison between J. Scott and Mark, and it's nearly 10,000 units in difference.
Yeah.
You would think like he would flood the market too much at that amount and be like, oh, it's whatever. But it just kept selling. It kept going.
I mean, the crazy thing is he's selling high volume at high prices.
So I got on his first Joker cover, and it was selling like you could not get in on it. It was selling so quickly, and that was late this year. That was after Monster and the Wolf. I mean, it was still just kept going and going.
I mean, and this doesn't count. He was telling me like the Joker cover that we gave away for Black Friday. He said Jingle Bells, Batman Smells, and he did his signature, and I was like, I mistakenly offended him. I was like, oh, how much does this go for? 75? He was like, dude, I sold this for $500 like all day yesterday. Like and I was just like, well, I had no idea that those were moving at that price.
To respond to one of the comments, yes, he did 667 covers in 1 year.
Mark's very tired.
Year.
Now, if only he did one less cover, it would have been very.
That's what I'm saying. He was off by one.
On-brand thing ever.
Exactly. Here's the thing to remember: some of these artists do have covers that have multiple treatments, right? And Mark has done that. There's usually a standard, a foil, and a metal, right, for almost every cover. And then sometimes some of them might have different additional treatments. So some of these covers do get repeated, but we track basically every cover that whether it's the same cover but in a different treatment, those still get counted as its own book because they do contain their own value and they do get counted as their own thing. So that's why some of these numbers do really rack up to 667 copies. So, but still, I would say he did 300 plus original covers at the very least, but which still makes him higher, more than double than all the other. And I did put this in the notes. If you add up 2 through 10, he beats them by 1.
It's crazy.
With the rest count add up to 666 covers. He did 667. He beat him by one cover. Every other artist on that list.
So we'll excuse the additional cover to be off-brand.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say he might have done it on purpose.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, someone has a dealing with Mephisto right now. That's all I'm saying.
I give him a little heads up. I'm like, hey, how bad do you want one? Just
one more
cover. Sneak it in.
Can I get one?
That's right. Just do one more cover. But yeah, I mean, dude, I don't know how the guy sleeps. So
JD had a good point. Like, did he do all these covers in 1 year, or was he reusing some of the art that he had? Like, he created a lot of these characters and ideas like years ago, right? And do you think, I forget when we talked to him, did he say that he was using that, or these are all from this year?
I mean, I think it's a little bit of A, B, and C. I think he was pulling from he's a digital artist, so I think I don't know his process, so I don't want to put words into his mouth.
Yeah.
I would imagine if I was a digital artist that if I had, let's say, a Frankenstein cover and I wanted to add an eye patch and stuff, like you can do quick things like that, or change a mouth or add little accents. You know, he had the Bride cover where he gave her a mohawk in another cover and some other.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know how much, if he goes to those original files and is able to tweak it, and it takes. I have no idea even how long that would take. I would still imagine that would take a considerable amount of time to even make those tweaks. Yeah. So I don't know.
Even bringing that up, let's not forget all of those Monsters comics. He's done the interiors as well.
Yeah.
And that's something people don't talk about when everybody talks about Mark Spears covers for obvious reasons, but people forget he's doing interior work too. Yeah, and that's even takes longer to do, and digital or not.
So to that said, but the original internal art, I think he did, let's see, what was it? If I have it. He wrote 10 books. So technically out of those 667 covers, there's 10 original stories that he wrote.
Wow.
So 10 of those had unique internal art, and then there was 667 different cover treatments for those 10 issues.
Which is good. Noted comic
guy. Human. He's not human.
That's good guy, Mark Spears.
Yeah. So
he's not human.
I mean, it's kind of nuts. Next, we're jumping into. So, congrats, Marks. I mean, geez, however you cut it, he really killed it this year. Now we're getting to the writers, which I thought was. I'm glad we were able to do this because we've never pulled writer information before.
Hold on, we did writers.
We got covers.
Oh, we got more covers.
Yeah, we got more covers
produced. Most covers produced. Yes. Okay, sorry. So Beren's at number 10 with 136 covers. Dan Mora with 137. Peach Momoko with 144. Tyler Kirkham with 147. Declan Shavley with 162. You got Linsner at 168. Mr. Waite, if he's still here, at 180.
Yeah.
Perillo at 213, and Jay Lee with almost 300 at 299, and Mark Spears at 677 covers. Yes, it's crazy.
Jay Lee is cool. That's a cool one.
I gotta double check with that one because for some, I think the last one's 667 and this one says 677. So it doesn't matter. He still doubled it. But
I'll double check all the numbers.
These are some hardworking creators. I mean, honestly, like as soon as you get to the hundreds, that's like one every 3 days almost. For the year. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
If I'm at 0 covers this year so far. So.
If Mr. Waite is here, does it feel like he did 180 covers this year? Because
so there's a question in the chat. Is that even possible? Yes, it is possible. The way I look at it is it's covers versus interiors. So there's a lot of people out there that do interior work, and interior work is usually about 22 pages in a month. So yeah, this is very possible. You know what I mean? It's not that it's still impressive, but it's still very possible.
Dude, especially if it's kind of like what Matt was saying in the process of probably not modifying, but like going back to some of his covers, etc., doing these changes like we saw with the bride, of course, like you were mentioning with the mohawk. It is very doable.
Yeah.
That's fair.
It's not the same as interior work in that way.
All right,
No.
we'll go back here. Mark Sears was almost in every top 10. He only was this year. I mean, early on there was a lot of monster stuff. And then he took over most of the list except for one book when the Halloween book came out. But that was the last time. Once Absolute Batman stuck its heels into the list, it's no one can crack it.
It's more of like his extendable claws, Matt, not heels, but whatever.
That's right. It's extendable axe, whatever you want to do. I'm missing all these comments. Alex said, "Don't collector tip. Don't sleep on Sveta Shabina books moving forward."
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Sveta's stuff is awesome. Anywho, so jumping into the, was that it for the writers,
Yes.
artists? Yeah. So congrats to Mr. Waite. A lot of those 180, I believe, was with Top Shelf. So like he was kind of like the convention king. If you look at this list, he was the convention king of 2025 in terms of covers. So we can is like the king of Dynamite covers. He does so many Dynamite covers, and he does a lot of outside Dynamite, but he does so many for Dynamite. Perillo's been number one for the last 2 years. So he was number one in 2023 and 2024, and then Mark Spears and Jay Lee pushed him out of the way. So
Nice.
Jay Lee with the quiet 300.
It's a super quiet 300.
It's a very quiet 300.
But you look at like every major release, and there's a Jay Lee book in there.
Yeah, for sure.
Dude,
For
just
sure.
on
Dude's
Absolute
crushing
Batman. The absolute stuff. Remember, he was dropping some covers as well.
Yeah. You don't realize, like, think of like Exquisite Corpses. There's a Jay Lee cover for every single. Like, I mean, like you can go through every major release, and I'm sure there's a Jay Lee cover for it.
And I never put it together either. I never am like, oh yeah, Jay Lee did another cover. I'm just like, oh look, that's a great Jay Lee cover. And then
exactly.
You think back, and you're like, oh my god, I have seen a lot of Jay Lee covers this year.
Now, in terms of they're asking about who was, we could get back to this. Like someone was asking about Dan Panosian. He was pretty darn close.
Yeah.
So we could
even Nakayama. I'm surprised, like just not on the top 10.
Yeah, DNA was
Nakayama does a lot too.
If you want to look into where some of those guys fell, I can jump into it right after we're done. If you guys want to like call out, and we could do either most produced covers or their top value.
Sure.
But we'll jump into that after. So next on the list, we're jumping into the most. We're getting into the writers, right? So the most books written in 2025. So this is just books released in 2025. Jason Aaron was 36 books. Kelly Thompson with 36 books. So it's kind of a tie. Jeff Loeb with 38. Jeff Lemire with 38. So another tie. Stephanie Phillips with the 38. So it's kind of a three-way tie. But there was a difference. I don't know what there was a kind of a difference in terms of, well, I don't know. I'll have to look through that list again. Mark Wade with 40. Al Ewing with 42. James Tinian with 43. Jed McKay with 49. Robert Kirkman with 54. Robert Kirkman was the number one writer with the most books written in 2025. Is
that including the Walking Dead deluxe books? Because it feels weird. It feels off.
It probably does. So it probably counts the deluxe books, anything released that he wrote. So
yeah,
it probably includes deluxe. It includes a lot of the Energon stuff that he was writing. It includes Skinbreaker and Battle Beast.
Yeah, because James Tynion and Jed McKay, I completely get that number. Like those two guys are writing literally everything. Kirkman, I didn't see him writing so much, but I'm thinking if you throw in the deluxe books, which are generally reprints, right? He didn't really write them this past year. I can see how that
they count as a release though.
Yeah.
So they count towards that overall number. So maybe Jed McKay deserves it more. But if you go through this list, these are like the go-to DC Marvel artists. or writers. All these guys are writing multiple books across Marvel and DC, and a lot of them are crisscrossing both companies.
Yep.
So that was interesting. Top 10 most valuable writers in 2025. So we did the same thing. We took all their books. We added up the total spent in the aftermarket on these writers. Jason Aaron was number 1 at 48,000. What's that?
Number 10.
Number 10. Sorry, what did I say?
Number one.
Oh, jeez.
1-0.
It's the first one that you saw, but not the I
know. Yeah, I'm getting tired here. Aaron. Number 9 is Al Ewing. Number 8 is Saladin Ahmed. Is that how you say it? Saladin?
Yeah.
Saladin Ahmed. With 28. Sorry, I should say the amounts. So 55,000, 57 Al Ewing. Ahmed was 55,000, 80. Kelly Thompson was.
We don't have any figures for Kelly. And
Kelly Thompson was 36.
Okay, yeah, there's a lot of things we missed in here. Ryan North, 64,000. Joe Kelly at 91,000. Jeff Loeb at 92,000. Robert Kirkman at 116,000. Mark Spears at 127,000. But who's number 1? Scott Snyder for the most valuable.
No kidding.
Yeah, Scott Snyder takes it. But all the absolute Batman stuff. There's every single book.
Yeah,
toe to toe, couldn't keep up with it. So
I have to give Mark Spears credit again. He did that with just writing 10 books.
10 books. Yeah. 10 books.
I'm working really. Yeah, I'm just writing 10 books. I give you 600 plus comics.
He was literally half as busy as Scott Snyder and did almost just as much.
Crazy.
Yep.
Yeah. But I mean, he's did a lot of art. So
he's at a fifth of Kirkman. So
yeah, how many covers does Scott Snyder draw? That's the question.
That made me think of when Tom King was doing remarks at a convention, and they were so bad and hilarious, and it was wonderful.
And there was also like
I think Snyder might have done some too.
What is not Garth Ennis? Grant Morrison did a cover for who's his bad Bat Nemesis. He did his own cover for Nemesis. And it's not great.
I love it. There's I saw those pop up probably 6-8 months ago, and I thought they were just the funniest things I'd seen in forever.
Oh,
this is going to be terrible. Here it is.
Who was it that he was doing those really bad DC covers that were like stick figures?
Yeah, it was either Snyder or Tom King or both of them.
I think it was Tom King.
It was Tom King, yeah.
Yeah.
Here's my
like, what the hell is this crap? And you buy it anyway because you just felt like it.
Funny. So
so we're on the last one. Now this is the top 10 of the top 10. And I will tell you that there was there were a lot of books that were like at the same numbers after this one. So but All In takes number 10. That book was creeping up just in November and December. It was like people were finding it again. But you kind of forget Invincible 61 took we need to put the placements on here. I don't think we have the we need
numbers are not in it.
Yeah, we need to add the numbers. Yeah, all these we pushed this out this afternoon, and it was like you stare at this thing 1,000 times. You're like, it's perfect, and you're like, nope.
It's a long article with a lot of
big one.
It's a big
one. You get a pass.
All right. So Bobby we'll add those top.
I'll get those tops.
So number 10 was All In. Number 9 is Invincible 61, which I think is the first Conquest. Is that correct?
Part 1. Yep.
Yeah. So Conquest was a big deal.
You want to call out the how many times it made the list?
4 times.
So there's 52 lists a year, right? So
yeah. And then All In was 4 times, so it was kind of a tie. Invincible Returns made the list with 4 times, so it was kind of there's a multiple tie. Again, Absolute Batman Annual. Number 1 was a tie at 4, but now we get into the Milkbone. The Milkbone cover was on the list 5 times. Yeah. And DC was like, we were talking to DC right before break, and he's like, the Milkbone people were loving it.
I bet they were.
I mean, I bought, like, people were like, I don't have a dog, and they were buying, this.
Yep.
So it's
I know
hilarious.
GSS loves it.
Did they make some money off of it?
Yeah, JSS has a couple.
Swatcast. I missed Swatcast. I was going to, and I didn't do Swatcast.
You know what was funny about this Milkbone one is that I remember the first week it made the list because it was immediately on the Milkbone website, and then it sold out. And we were live on the show, and we were like, let's just check the website. We checked the website, and they're back in stock. So we had everybody in the chat, and we're like, guys, that was where
I got my second wave. I got 3 more that night.
And then it kept coming and going. It just kept coming and going.
I must have missed that one.
I think they said, I wonder if we had the so there were 3,000 of them. So what they ended up doing was they released 1,000, and then they opened it back up. They released another 1,000, and then they released like 500, and then they kind of waited until those orders were settled, and then they released the last batch. And then and so it did feel like it kept coming back up, which is why I was like, maybe the Fandango one will come back, but that one never came back. So and then at the San Diego Comic-Con, they did like a blue version of this one.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. The Summer of Superman special was I forget what number we're on here, but that came in 5 times on the list.
Yeah, no, I have 5
Such
times.
a nice cover too.
But Wolverine number 8, Daniel Warren Johnson came on the list 5 times. But here's where, and then Omega Man made the list 5 times.
Yep.
Amazing Spider-Man number 546, again because of the title tie-in of Brand New Day. I think I said the wrong description. I think I said no, I'm right. Okay, so that was one of the few content-related books that made this list, just because of the title. It's also kind of the full first appearance of Mr. Negative, which there's been not a peep about him appearing in this film, based off all the leaks. So I wonder if he is in it. And then, of course, Absolute Batman made the list with 5 times. I'm surprised it was only 5 times. I actually need to double check.
Feels like so much longer.
Feels wrong.
So, I mean, so these are getting like a month or so on the list of like interest and purchasing and all that kind of stuff.
Oh yes, it is wrong. It's 7 times.
7 times.
Yeah. So that
makes sense. Yeah, because I mean, we sit there every week. Izzy, Travis, no way, it's 5 times. No way.
No, it's 7 times. Yes.
But it's one of those books that kind of like it goes away at times and then decides to come back.
Right.
Like he's like, I'm gonna just go to the back cave for a few minutes and then I'll see you next week.
It's not immune to the content waves that you get throughout the year where you'll some kind of leak will happen and it'll knock it off, but it won't be knocked off for long. It always finds its way back up.
Or Mark Spears does this major sale and gets everything on the list, and then the following week Batman's back. It's one of those books.
Hey, there's Mark. What's up, Mark?
Hey, Mark.
All right. Hey. Congrats, Mark. Mark, so out of the 10 books I did interiors for this year, what did he say? All were done last year or the year before. Out of the 667 covers, I used a lot of trading card art I have from 3 series of cards along with new. So you said you weren't busy at all then.
Nice, calm year for you, sir.
Yeah, where do you had all the time to write 10 books?
he draws with one hand, writes with the other hand.
He's ambidextrous in that way.
Right.
Actually, it should be like he's drawing and typing with the other hand.
I mean, still, it was the amount of covers Mark did was pretty impressive. So I mean, just to publish them and put them out. There you go. You can just say that. But yeah, I mean, this was kind of a crazy year for comics. Blind bags were approving. Let's see, what was I should just read my wrap up here. This is so. Keep in mind that this was like for the top 10. There was countless other. Everything was just the top 10 of each of these categories, and there were countless other trends and moments of heat that didn't make the list, even though they were close. That's where our weekly articles come in. So if you want to see all those individual trends, make sure you're watching our shows and reading our articles, because you'll see all those micro trends pop in and out.
Oh, now
This-
that we got Mark in there, Mark,
Yeah.
I want a Jaws cover with Jeff the Land Shark.
is he going to be like swimming right next to him? He
I
could.
don't care. Just give me Jeff the Land Shark with the Jaws.
Well, there is a Jeff the Land Shark Jaws homage though for Jeff the
Yes,
Land.
I
Shark
have that.
#1
I do have that with the rubber
duckies.
ducky.
Yeah.
And it's the other way around. It's like coming from the top down.
Right.
He said you got to clear it with marble, Izzy.
Yeah. Yeah. Good luck.
I mean, there
Make
was
a remark.
if you remember Get Craven. It was, but that was DC, right? There's a Get Craven. No, sorry, Marvel. There was a Get Craven series that was like where Craven went to Hollywood or something like that. It was a weird story. It was a weird series. But they had a bunch of film homage covers and they did a Jaws one with them. So that was the closest I think Marvel ever got to it. Oh, I'm sure they did one with Deadpool at some point.
Would have to have.
I mean, the other thing about this list though is
there is one. It's Sudam did one. Arthur Sudam did a homage cover.
Oh man. So unfortunately, Mark's just sharing news here saying that downside to doing so many covers, he's not been able to work because of wrist injury since November. He overworked it. So hoping to get back soon. I'm sure we all hope you do because as you could see, Mark, I don't know if you caught the entire show. You dominated a good portion of 2025. We got to also do a show with you where you took over 9 out of the top 10 spots. And that was a treat as well. But looking at the numbers throughout the year, safe to say you had a huge impact on the hobby as a whole in 2025.
Yes, scroll back to the numbers. No wonder he has a wrist sprain.
It was the year of spears. The year of spears.
There you go.
Let's go.
I mean, like
one.
Killer.
So yeah.
But if you go, that was the written. So if you go back up to the comics, the covers produced, that was, I think, right. Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Number
677.
It like this, like if you missed it, that list, if you added up all the other artists' covers, he beat them by 1. For
all of them together.
Yes. So like Mark did 667. 10 through 2 did 666. So
wow.
Yes. So here's a lesson for all your artists out there. You will get wrist sprains if you do 600 plus covers. Well, it was funny when we interviewed Nakayama. He just hit 1,000 through his whole career.
Wow.
Yep.
And then Mark just did that like almost 3/4 of that in
That's like having a conversation with artists now. It's like, how many covers do you do? Oh yeah, I did. I work a lot. I do like 200 a year. It's like, you don't do 667.
but see, if Mark doesn't do 1,000 next year, everyone's going to be disappointed. So
yeah. Now you have to beat it.
He already said 668.
We're going 668 next year.
He set the pace. Now you
Matt, I say we turn this list into an award show next year because I mean, you know what I mean? Like this, there has to be something out of this because it's like super amazing information, so much like conversations around it. It'd be cool to actually do like an award and have people in the chat vote or something, or I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Well, I mean, Mark. Also, if you missed it, he was the second most valuable writer. Right behind
Mr.
Scott Snyder.
Yeah, Scott Snyder. Scott Snyder took number 1, but it was Mark was at number 2. Was that
with 10 books?
Yep. With 10
there you
books.
go.
10
With
books.
10 books.
And
Little more than half. A little less than half. Sorry.
Yeah.
He beat Robert Kurtman.
That's some heavy hitters up there, man. That's great.
It's pretty crazy. I mean, there you go. But like the value is kind of nuts. 10 books and it's like 130,000. When you're going against Energon Universe and Invincible. Basically, the Energon and Invincible Universe versus the Absolute Line, versus Monsters. So it's
quite an achievement.
It is.
So, I mean, but here when you take a look at this full year, it really is a snapshot of all these trends that were happening in 2025. At least the top level stuff. There's all this stuff in between. There was lots of drama here and there. I mean, I can't. It feels like a lifetime ago, but this was the year where Diamond went bankrupt, right? Like that feels like years ago, but I mean that was a big deal that reshaped this whole year.
Yeah.
I mean in a really, really big way. And it feels like a lifetime ago. But still, this is just, I mean, we're talking just about aftermarket trends, which the conversation we've had, if you paid attention to a Hollywood Reporter's article that came out right before Christmas.
Yes.
Talking about the success of the Absolute line. I think it racked up
8 million, something like that.
8 million.
8 million.
Yeah, individual sale, like units sold since 2024. I mean, it's bonkers. So the fact that you see a lot of these trends reflecting, like, I mean, of course, we're not going to capture, like Mark Spears' Monster Pack, the Halloween one did. What did you say? It was 330,000?
Yeah, it was like 350,000 on pre-orders, and then even factoring that on the aftermarket, copies were just continuing to move.
Yeah, so I mean that it's just a snapshot of all of what's moving, and so if books are going to do these high volumes at the shops, it's nice to see that it's reflected in the aftermarket. It is kind of putting your finger on the pulse of what's happening.
Yeah.
And then you're seeing all these little micro trends, like the fact that Sveta's on the list. Flops didn't make the list because he only did like 2 covers just for the Boom convention ones. But
the Canto, wasn't the Canto a hot book at one time?
Well, Canto came out 6 years ago, 4 years ago.
There was a Canto book that came out this past year, wasn't there? That Flops did.
Yeah, but I don't think it came out in 2025. I think that book came out years ago.
Guys, just an interesting stat though. Again, 350,000 were the Monster and the Wolf, and then you got 362 on the Winter blind bags. That's 700,000 plus on pre-orders. So the printers are working, guys.
Bobby was dead on that response.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, every day we're pulling in sales for the monster books, and it's interesting. The trend happened a little different for the winter ones. So the aftermarket sellers are moving more stuff in batches, which we don't track batch sales. So they're moving them at like 10, 20 per lot, right? Yeah. So they're moving more in volume, where the Halloween ones were sold more individual for one reason or another. But there's some really big sales for some of those really rare ones. Those are hitting like, $600, $700, $800 for some of those pulls. So it's there was just a sale for one of ones for the Halloween ones. This week.
Yeah, I saw that. That was a huge sale, wasn't it? Like I think $8,000.
Yeah, it was like $8,000 for. It was crazy.
I got a 1-on-1, but he told me to shut my mouth, so I can't tell.
Shut your mouth.
The one person that I think I missed from the list that I wish I would have been able to see was Jenny Frizen. I didn't see any Jenny Frizen at all.
Well, here,
but she didn't really hit that many trending books.
So I can kind of, if we want to go through, I can actually dig into. So the most covers produced. That's total spent.
While we were looking, I just want to point out that I think it's a total jip that Mark Spears, all he has to do to get Lando to shut his mouth is write it on the front of a book. I've been trying to get Lando to shut his mouth for at least a year, and I can't do
Never
it.
gonna happen, Travis. Never.
Mark, I need a tip, bro.
So
you got a great shirt though out of it.
I did get a great shirt. I can't find it right now. It's usually close.
So Panosian would have been. This is in terms of most covers produced in 2025. Panosian would have been number 18 with 127 covers produced. Jenny would have been number 32 with 92 covers produced. Who was the other one you said?
Nakayama.
Nakayama was number 29 with 97 covers produced.
Wow.
It's like you see their artwork every week. Like I
Well,
think I
they're-
see
they're
Jenny
on
Friends, and
bid.
it feels like every week she has a book.
I mean, so Jenny, when you think like look at the trends, like Jay Lee was over like on every issue, pretty much every issue, major, like every big image release, and on every issue.
Yeah.
Jenny would usually do the first issue variant, right, for almost a lot of Boom's titles and
Yeah.
a lot of Images titles, but she would really only do the first issue. Yeah, she did a lot of Hello Darkness variants,
Mhm.
right? She did one for I think for every single issue.
She was doing Hello Darkness, Poison Ivy. She was doing covers for.
Yep.
Something's Killing the Children. I think she was doing some for. So I mean, they are still all over the place, but just I think they were just more selective. You know, it would be interesting to compare. I don't know what each of these writers' work styles are. How many of them do digital art versus traditional? How many of them color digitally? How many of them color or send it to a colorist? I don't know. It'd be interesting to chat with them. The other person would be how Will Jack did. He's 139, but he only did 36 copies. But the value was $32,000, which was one of like the most valuable ones on the list. He would have been in terms of
These are two that I'm very.
Yeah, I was just thinking about Dan Mora.
Yeah, and DeMeo, dude.
DeMeo, I felt like was everywhere this year too.
Well, Dan Mora was number
He was number 9, I thought.
on most units sold.
That's my man.
But he was number in terms of covers produced. He did.
It was top.
He's
10,
number
right?
12. He just missed the top 10.
Yeah, so he would be an honorable mention.
Yeah. So Peach Momoko was the runner up. She was number 11. Dan Parent was number 15. He does a lot of Archie covers. And
Archie, man, Dan's a great guy, and I know him personally.
About those. Alex Ross was number 21. You know, he did 122 covers. And Huck Lee was number 19. Greg Land was number 16 because he did a lot of covers for a bunch of different companies, and he did a lot of Tidal Wave. So Matino is number 25. I mean, like Brooks was number 31.
What
I'm curious to see where, you know, some artists that like are being discovered within 2025 are gonna fall in 2026, like Eom. Eom has been having a great year so far. People loving his art, loving Eom's art. So I can't wait to see where Eom falls in 2026. Seeing Eom all over DC, right?
Yeah, and I kind of feel the same about Flops. Like I feel like Flops really just he only had 2 covers, or 3 covers for 2025 in terms of a direct release that wasn't a Kickstarter, right? And some of those covers haven't been released because they're still
Talavera, Talavera.
Izzy, how many covers you at this year?
Too many.
Yeah. Well, I would like to say that I am now officially.
They're all original 101s.
I would like to say that I am now the proud owner of an Izzy one of one.
Talavera was number 59 with 62 covers produced.
Izzy, that's great, dude.
It's incredible. It's an absolutely incredible book. I am so excited about it. It's going on the wall right behind me. But yeah, I had to show it off. I couldn't go one episode without showing this off.
How do you? Let me see your signature. Did you sign it?
I have a little logo type of thing that I do. There it is.
Okay.
You can see. You see where his headset is. It's right there.
Gotcha. Nice.
It's kind of like a nuclear symbol or something like that.
Obsessed with it. It's so good.
Well done.
Thank you.
Let's see where you are on the list next year.
I'm
one cover.
I'm telling you right now, I'm not doing 667. Call me lazy. I don't care.
But yeah, I mean, this was a big year for comics. Like we said, the trend was people were spending less. Thanks, Mark. People were spending less money, but on more books in the aftermarket. Meaning they were chasing, like you look at this list, they were chasing books that they missed that they just wanted to read. A lot of these books were reading focused books, or these iconic kind of affordable covers like Spider-Man Silver, Spider-Man 1 Silver, or Spawn #1. I mean, it just goes to the same thing is happening at conventions where people are going in there with just a couple $100 and they're going through our list and picking out, a handful of books that they want to purchase, and they're done.
Yeah.
But no one's going in there trying to buy everything. I mean, I'm sure there's people trying to flip and trying to make a living off of off of stuff to sell in the aftermarket. But for the most part, this list just shows that it's the bigger trends that people were going after. The story-driven content, very, very little content-driven and speculation-driven books on this list.
Matt,
yeah.
If I could be very transparent, like, know, I'm happy that you're mentioning that, how it's very reader driven right now, because you take somebody like myself, my collecting habits have also shifted, and I would say 2025 had a big impact on my collecting habits. One thing that I'm finding myself doing a lot of is keeping up with FOC. I'm pre-ordering my books. So yes, I'm not contributing to what's happening on the aftermarket, but example for Mark Spears, right? Mark Spears had so many pre-orders, 350,000, and going also with the winter bag. But for myself, the reading, and I'm hopping on social media, guys. I am active on Instagram and social media, etc., and I'm seeing a lot of younger, new, I guess you could call them influencers, Instagrammers, whatever you want to call them, TikTokers. There's a lot of younger crowd that's diving into comics and doing, full recaps or reviews on these books, that the actual reads, as opposed to speculation. Speculation, I feel like, has come a little bit down. Perfect example. Fantastic Four Annual number 6 is a book I just recently got, thanks to Lefteros. Shout out to him. But Franklin makes his way into the MCU.
Yep.
That book didn't spike. I'm noticing that shift. But if we go back 5 years ago, it would have been the total opposite. That book would have been nuclear.
Well, I mean, if you guys read our day after, or sorry, our reflectives, where we go back over our top 10, 1, 2, 3, 4 years ago, the number one rule is don't buy into content-driven books.
No,
because
who does that?
I mean, it's with an exception. I used to say this. We always say this when there's someone appears in a trailer and there's a spike. That's the best time to go out and dig, because those are the times where you're going to find them for $1 or for cover price. Then you're going to be like, you can ride whatever wave exists for the next 10 years, because your buy-in was so low. But if you go and chase it and you go to eBay and you're buying it at the top of the market, you're buying it for if you bought the Ultimate Fallout book for $40,000, you're going to have a hard time with that book. You don't want to be the most expensive in the market.
But Matt, people are really enjoying the reads, and that is something I love seeing. I love seeing within the hobby. And another thing that I've noticed is, especially doing the top 10 with Izzy and Travis, one thing we tend to see is when it does come to any sort of speculation, right? In 2025, I think it's safe to say that most of the books that did hit the lists based on speculation was because something got optioned. And again, it comes back to a read where, example, I don't know, look, Tynion himself has multiple titles right now that are just starting to get a lot of traction, buzz on the aftermarket, because again, it's optioned, right?
But it's been very cautious. Like World Tree got optioned. Very cautious. Like it did not go crazy. It was it made the list because it had a spike, but it didn't go crazy.
No, exactly.
So I'm kind of proud that people are showing reservation, right? Like, that's going to take, it's an animated show. You're talking 3 years before you see that show. You have so much time. And then it's just going to be animated boobs akimbo when that comes out.
Well, it goes back to that notion, right? It's like you look at these lists, and every single list that we look was driven by either a very hot cover or a story-driven book, right? Not a single book in that list, in any of those lists we saw, was an option book. Not a single one.
None.
But keep in mind, there are still books that I think should be watched. Obviously we did see some Bronze and Copper Age books that were in the list, and that's largely because they're always on demand type of thing, right? The Spider-Man's number ones, the Spawns, and even Omega Men 3 seems to be one of those books that just everybody seems to want to have that copy of that book, because it's an older book that's still very much affordable. It's under $100 raw to pick up, and even if you get a slab version of it, it's still pretty cheap. I'm looking at books like Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. I'm looking at those types of books that are story driven, that will gain momentum, and usually they stick to it. You know, I know, was it last week or the week before, we looked at the What If book. That What If book spiked because of the whole Captain America trailer thing came out, and now it's gone. Why? Because it's a boy. It's not a girl.
Right. I mean, some of
You know
these
what I
trends,
mean?
some of these trends die so fast. But I mean, there was a book that was on our list. I forget what the other title was. Oh, The Death of Lila Starr. Like that was rumored, right? And there's been no confirmation of it. And you know, so it's like you always
Rob Mead's great too. He's a fantastic writer, but
and I can tell you, having been in entertainment, the thing they always say internally is that it's a miracle any show makes it to air, or any movie makes it to screen, because it goes through such a long process of one being optioned, then being developed, then being written and produced. And then even if it's made, fully edited, ready to go, they still will kill it right before, you know, because they'll have a pilot season. They bring everyone around the world to come watch all their pilots, and they want people to pick it up. And if it's not already established someplace, and if there's no interest, kill it, done. And then it never sees the light of day. So, I mean, this happens constantly. So the fact that anything makes it, the stuff you're seeing on television in the films is the best of the best, and there's some pretty bad stuff out there. So, you know, there are a lot of people who don't do their jobs well in the entertainment space. I should say that.
Wow, guys, 2025 wrapped up and done. 2026 around the corner. Matt and Bobby, thank you for putting this thing together, and of course for all the people who in the aftermarket are contributing to this list by just buying books and us tracking it. Any last thoughts?
No, I think that we have a lot of edits. So it definitely showed me all the mistakes we got.
Nothing like proofreading your article live.
It's our proofreading live. It was like, wait, we got to fix that. We got to fix that. Yeah. Hopefully, Bobby, you tracked them all.
To be fair, I did. To be fair, issues. I'll just put it that way.
No. This article was a beast, literally, for the system. It was it was a struggle to get all this stuff, and we had to have our developer fix it multiple times because it was too large. So it is a lot of info, a lot of extra info. But if you ever want to see any of this, more data, we can kind of do a future show around some of this stuff if we want to dig in.
I do think we should do an award show. I mean, we have the data. I mean,
it's kind of silly to get Amazing Spider-Man Todd McFarlane. You get an award for it.
I'm not saying they'll accept it. We could just give them.
I'll take any award you guys will give me. I'll take whatever it is.
I would like to see Todd show up in the show and accept the award.
I mean, I like the fact that it's not an award thing, that it's basically bragging rights. It's more of a reflection of what the market was doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Than something that is award centric.
I mean more of like we need to have somehow celebrate this more. I know it's in the list, but we need to be able to bring it up and say the winners of the top 10 this year were this. I don't know. I think it'd be fun.
Left Terrace is onto something. If we can get Matt in a tux,
I agree.
Let's get Matt in a tux.
That's right.
And a skinny mic.
Tux shirts,
T-shirt tux. You got to be a T-shirt tux.
T-shirt. Hello, Miss Lady. Is it pan or Pam?
Are you saying pan?
It's Pam. Pam.
But really, kudos to you guys because of the amount of data by itself that you were able to grab. I'm surprised you didn't have more mistakes, to be honest. That's how good that was. So
it was
congratulations on that. That was some of this stuff is like, wow. Well, I spent a lot of time today gathering information, and you guys killed it.
Something we'll definitely share on social. We'll try to add it. Is the writer and artist information is really interesting to me because I don't know anyone in the world that's tracking all those numbers of how many covers were produced and what they go for in the aftermarket. as something that's very unique to us, because I know none of our competitors track both raw and graded sales to the extent that we do. And so that's something that's very unique to us. That's definitely something AI can't do, for sure.
Not to mention, 2026 is the year of the database finally getting launched, and we'll have some. I'm working on designs right now, and Matt, I have to show you this, but I've been working on designs during this holiday, and it's looking really cool. The stuff that we're going to be able to do.
No, I mean, we're excited to surface a lot of this stuff so that you can actually, like, you can go to an artist page and they can, you'll see all their stats on there. You can go through all their books and sift through publishers and look up the most valuable and their key books, their first issues, and which is interesting. Like Mark's Ultra, his Ultraman Annual, his first published work, that just popped up this week. It had a raw sale of like $150 for the VF. And then I went to go check the CGC census, and there's only 2 on the census. None higher than a 9.6. So it's like, I'm like, where are those copies? Everyone's buying all the other stuff. The monster stuff is going crazy. But yeah, it's first work. I think it's just hard to find because it came out in 2001.
Alex, hang tight, buddy. It's just around the corner.
Alex has been begging for it every week, man. I think he's been asking every week, man.
It's going to be available for everyone but Alex.
Only desktop for you. Literally what we're working on right now.
That's the last real hurdle, is how to make it unavailable for Alex.
Yeah, we just can't crack it. We'll get there.
Sorry, if you ask for it too often, no, sorry. Every time you ask, it gets pushed back for you by a month.
You know how when you download an app, it'll just ask you, do you want to download this app, and they might ask you for a password. It'll just you click up the button, and every time he clicks it, it's like, why is it not working?
We're working on an infinite progress bar that never quite finishes. We're going to 99.
Get the hourglass, it just keeps going upside down.
Love it.
So join the Discord. Do we have a Discord? We don't have a Discord.
I have a Discord with Lefteros.
Oh yes, I joined it.
He's paying for the app.
All right. Now you get
it. Alex, you just bought yourself 2 months off, so you're working your way the other way, so that's good.
No, thank you. That's very sweet.
Yeah, no, you should put your Discord out here, because I did join it to chat in there. It's very, very nicely organized, which I've never seen a Discord so nicely organized before.
Yeah, and it's a spot for us to continue to talk the hobbies, keep everybody up to date, etc. So it's fun times, you know what I mean? Speaking fun times, man, I wanted to say this mostly at the sign off, but 2025 has been a very, very interesting year for sure when it comes to the hobby. But it's been a blessing, man. And there's channels out there that are doing some grinding, like Izzy, myself, etc. But CovrPrice as a whole, man, has had an incredible 2025. We watched the channel growth happen so quickly. And I don't think you guys understand how much we appreciate you showing up every single episode, every single week, whether it be the top 10, whether it be comics covered, the new comic book day, you name it, the shakers. But the amount of work that goes on behind the scenes, we're talking app right now, but man, it was wonderful to actually get together last week where we had a little get together amongst the entire crew and meeting everybody that puts in the work behind the scenes and the amount of stuff that is happening. Guys, I can't stress it enough. It has nothing to do. I am not here throwing flowers because I am part of this crew. I'm just giving credit where credit is due. I would not line myself up with anybody if I did not believe 110% in them. And CovrPrice is really working behind the scenes to make sure collecting is just that much simpler for all of us. The data is there, the app is there, and it's been a hell of a ride, man. Unfortunately, I brought Travis into this group. I'm sorry. But besides that,
he did just say that he could not align with someone that he is 100, not 100. Did he just admit that he likes me on air?
no, I said.
I'm a little biased towards Travis now because he actually has one of my original art pieces, Lando.
Yeah,
Just saying.
Fair.
yeah.
But I do like everyone everyone on the channel has such a nice repertoire. You know, it's fun to hear you guys. I keep choosing it as the clip of the day because of just you guys going after each other. But to what Leftero said, what's interesting, we actually did a big survey, and something to go back to what you were saying about reading. People are saying no matter if they're buying the variants or they're buying a convention book, what was it? The majority, I think 90. What was it? 93
over 90%. Yeah.
Yeah, over 90% of the people who buy any book, any variant, any whatever it is, read them. Now they might buy one that they read and then they save, but every book that they own, they purchase, they read it. So, and some of them do it the week of, some wait a couple weeks, some read it over they do it all in one spurt. But of all our users that did the survey, which was a very large poll, we had a really great result return. Over 90% of them read the stuff they purchase. So that tells you that no, people aren't just buying it just for the cover. They're buying it because they like it, and then they're buying the covers that they want because they liked it so much.
I like Leftover's comment, so they lied on the survey.
I mean, this was an honest thing, like of people talking about how they collect things and where they collect things, and you know, it was an interesting survey. There was a lot of good data that we're going to have to get back.
Yeah, that's the first thing of 2026, among about 1,000 other things. It's going to be an amazing year. Like we did the holiday party, which was awesome, and it's always so fun. And we did a ton of games. We're going to start introducing one of the games into our Instagram channel, which is going to be cool. Like guess the cover, which was a fun thing. But also in terms of just features and products and updates and apps and stuff, like that's all happening in 2026. Like we are literally hiring up more developers, hiring up more data integrity people. It's going to be awesome, you know, and this is like now going on 9 years of doing this from when we started. It's crazy. Like we counted, it was like 35 people work and do things with CovrPrice. And that I don't even think that's including the YouTube hosts. Like that's, you know, writers.
Right, that didn't include the YouTube.
You know, I mean, so that brings us to probably 38 or 40 people. It's crazy behind the scenes what's going on to try to make this stuff happen and bring this data out, and then to write it and organize it and think through it and make sure it's like accurate enough to even put out is just so much effort and so much fun. I mean, and then getting to chat about it. It's like it's Christmas every day, truly. So
I think all of you guys won stuff during the Christmas party.
Yeah, right. Bobby freaking took away everything, man.
Bobby's the only reason I won anything.
So the reason why I won was because I was part of the losers club that won, if that makes any sense.
John, do you still have guess the image? Should we do one to close out the night?
Oh, it might take me a second.
Guess the image. Honestly, I couldn't stop giggling. I don't know.
So every image that would pop up, Lando would be like, "What the?"
Yeah, every single time it would pop up, you just hear him go.
I was able to figure out most of them. I was happy.
One of our marketing guys that we work with, he suggested doing that for social media every week, and we're definitely going to do that. So, and it'll just be one post with.
They're very difficult.
Yeah,
I'm trying to find it.
They suck because you zoom in on the most random things on a cover, man. It is. I can't wait.
But there was the one that Gabe got immediately, and I was like, I would have never paid attention to that part.
Well, Gabe got one immediately. Day got one. Was it the first?
Let's do days real quick so that everyone can try that one. Here, I have it. Up here.
That one's brutal.
Here.
All right, so this was a game we played at our internal Christmas party. Was guess
how are we gonna do thumbs up? We can't do thumbs up now.
Okay, I don't know if I'll be able to see my screen after this.
But if you can get it right away, put your guess in. We're not giving you anything, but you can. we didn't set anything up for a giveaway.
Wait, we don't have the Del Auto. We're not. No.
Hey,
you're giving the full thing on the side there.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, my apologies. I'm trying to blow it up here. All right.
Okay, this one I know.
Okay, so the idea here is we're gonna zoom out. If you know what cover this is, what comic, we just need the comic and the issue number.
So let's see the chat. Whoever gets this first.
Okay, now it's easy.
Yeah, now it's easy. Now you got it. Okay. All right, that was just the warm up. That was a warm up.
Yeah. All right.
Here we go for the next one. Okay. Jeez. Let me. Okay.
Comic 5.
All right.
This was wild.
Let's see who can get this one.
I like how Blue Dog just puts the answer now.
Well, hold on. Give them all. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, that one's easy.
Yeah.
Mark Spears.
Mark Spears.
Come on, guys.
Come on. You're getting it. You're getting it
out by now.
Yay! There you go. Rudy got it.
All right, Rudy got it.
Amazing Spider-Man 129.
Okay, next one. Go. Keep it going. This is actually fun. I want one more.
Here we go.
No. Yes.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
I remember this
got-
one.
I got this one immediately.
Big.
All right.
Some
Big.
teeth. Looks like some tongue there. I don't know.
That was easy.
Come on, no guesses?
I know the answer. But
Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
Well, how many people? Is there only 4 people left right now?
No.
They got 80 people.
Yeah, they're here.
80?
We got up to like 120 something.
There it
All
is.
right,
We got
go
one.
out-
We
go
got
out
one.
more time.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go. Yay. Absolute Batman. Yeah. See, that was Matt's joke. He thought everyone was going to think that was
Yeah.
Venom.
Well, we have
It does look
one
like
for
Venom, though.
3 here.
It does.
It does
Makes
have
you
that
start to
Venom
think
look to
what
it.
he was thinking.
One more.
All right, I got a few more.
Yeah, let's go.
We should just
All right.
do this for a show. Okay.
This blew my mind.
Yeah, this was my
Oh,
favorite.
I
this
got
one's-
this one. I know
Yeah.
exactly
Yeah,
what this is.
That's it.
Anybody know what
Yeah,
this is?
I know exactly which one this is.
Is the fact you got this so fast? Like I
So
didn't
fast.
Zooming out.
Yeah.
Is that Black
get it.
Panther?
Oh my god! Yo, Rudy.
Hey, Rudy got it.
Rudy got
There
it.
you go.
Yeah.
Nice. Amazing Spider-Man. The La Roca.
Right. Keep going.
All right.
Yeah.
Good luck. I mean,
This is
Someone's
ridiculous.
bad belly button.
First, you got to be like, what am I looking at? Right?
I got that one too. I remember getting that one.
Yeah. I think this is the one you beat me on. This is the one.
anybody getting it? Anybody?
Because didn't you get the one that came after it?
Somebody did. Somebody tried to block you from winning, and I was praying for it. I think it might have been Bobby. I don't know, but yeah, it was.
Yay.
Yeah. Oh, you
There
won.
it
Well, at
is.
this point, you gotta know it's
Crisis. JSS got a crisis, but you won. Got it at the same time.
Yeah, because someone said Crisis 8.
Yeah, I think
And
it
I
was
was like, no,
Bobby.
it's Crisis 7.
That was
Right.
great.
Yeah.
We were sticklers. We were definitely you had to know the name and the issue number. And it had to be not like the or anything, but it had to be the right name. Okay. How about this one?
Yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
This
Yeah.
was my
This is a good one.
favorite one.
Yeah.
This is Lando looking at a long box.
All right, zooming out.
It's still like, what the heck?
Come on, you're gonna
You
get
got-
it after this third
Yeah,
This
one.
is
next
one of
one-
those situations you have to know this book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Like-
Phantom, good guess. How about now? Oh, come on. You know it now.
There you
Yay.
go, Hyper.
There it is. Hyper got it.
That's my boy.
I love
The
that just
alien-
went back. Two. All
People
right.
are like, no, really, like, no idea. I have no
Last
clue.
one. I can't even see it. Last one. Here we go.
This is so good. So good. So good.
Ah!
So we're gonna do this on our Instagram, and you guys all have to guess, and whoever gets it, I don't know, gets clout.
That's me when I get my my invoice from my LCS.
Come on, guys. I want this book so bad.
All right, come on, guys. You should be able to get it right here.
Yeah, this one will take time though.
I mean, it's
It
just
is
sort of
it is a Bronze Age classic.
It's
That's
a
all.
classic, but it's tough. It's a tough book.
No, I dude.
Now you get it.
No,
All right.
nobody's
It's a
getting
tough
it.
zoom in. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. Like I don't
Dude, the
think
bike's the giveaway,
it is.
and
It is.
obviously the coloring in the background.
it's also the giveaway. Ghost Rider on the cover.
Yeah.
They didn't got it.
I think I've seen that cover up 100, 200, 300 times, and I never even looked.
He
at
never
the dude.
noticed the police officer.
I never noticed the
background.
police officer not one time.
All right, keep going.
My favorite one is the it was the Fantastic Four one.
Wait.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, with the crowd.
The crowd.
All right,
Yeah.
let me find it. We have a bunch of funny stuff in there, so I got to make sure I'm on the right screen. Okay, here we go. Let's do a few more. If you guys are liking this, we got such a kick out of this when we were doing it.
It was a lot of fun.
All right, this one blew my mind. It's going to blow your mind too.
Yep, that's the one.
That's the one.
I mean, if I didn't give it away, like,
Right.
damn, this is hard.
Day got this one off of this image, which
It's
everyone was just like,
insane.
"What?"
I
That
thought it
was
was Journey into Mystery or something.
Ready?
Yeah,
Here we
because
go.
it does look like Journey into Mystery, though.
Yeah.
With the color scheme.
I mean, this is when
Pikachu.
Yeah.
Pikachu. Ready?
There you go.
Yay!
Superman
Yeah,
number two.
Let's zoom in on the people on the building. It's
I
just
know they're
nuts.
it's from the people in the
That.
background.
Who put that together?
Matt.
Yeah,
That was cold.
That
That
was
was very cold.
That was a brutal one.
well, you can't just put the Fantastic Four there and be like,
I got this one because everybody knows how I feel about this one.
Yeah.
this should be an easy one for folks. Hopefully,
I got that one easy, and they were like, "Yo, yeah."
it's not Captain America. I can tell you
Yeah.
that.
It's Jaws.
yeah,
Yeah, there you go.
that's a good fallback or callback.
Oh yeah.
But I said it's Jeff, and you guys said, "No, tell me the name of the book." I said, "It's Jeff." I just kept on saying that.
In the form of a question.
It's Jeff.
All right.
All right.
Right,
Someone
see-
got it.
Oh
on-
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I
Someone,
think
so
Gabe got
this is
that one
this is
quick.
this
What
is
guy
the
got
Gabe
this?
book. This is the one that Gabe
This was
got
pretty quick,
immediately.
All right. Should this be
Yeah.
the last one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, folks.
Okay.
What do you think?
Yo, love for comics. If we may have missed
Oh,
it.
Rudy got it. Jeez.
Rudy got
Oh,
it.
nice.
He did. Holy cow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
Gabe
thinking about the
Gabe
punch
got that
cover,
one immediately. Like it was almost no hesitation. It was
So
the
you're all like,
insane-
there's a skull on there?
Like, in all seriousness, Gabe was watching the skull more than the rest of the image. Like the rest of us was watching the image, not the skull.
So I think we're going to definitely do those weekly on our Instagram for sure.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a lot of fun to do on a regular basis.
Mhm.
But yeah. Anywho, so that's it. I don't have anything else to talk about.
Yeah.
It was a big year. I think a lot of interesting trends are going to happen. I mean, I know even for me, like what you're saying, Lando, like how we collect has been changing over the past couple years.
Yeah.
Like I noticed that I'm buying into like where I pivoted to, like I like buying into Kickstarters because it supports the creators, and I like getting weird, hard to find books that technically are just self-printed, right? They're so off the grid. I mean, that's what brought to life all the Mark Spears stuff.
Yeah.
And I love that, also that potential to have something down the road. And I plan to get into more of those this year too. But I really want to get back to, I got to go to a 99-cent sale this weekend, and I forgot how nice it is to dig.
Yeah.
I really miss digging. That's probably, I like to find things. I like to let books come to me. And I kind of want to lean back into that. So I'd love to see what you guys are planning to do in 2026.
Ooh, good question.
In terms of your collecting, the things I'm going to try to not do is spend, like I would buy a lot of exclusives online. I kind of want to pull back a little bit from that, right? Because
I stopped exclusives long ago. Like they really got to pull me in type thing.
Right,
Like
right.
I remember
really big cover,
I remember
Yeah, for me,
yeah,
Yeah,
like
for me,
earlier in the
I've
year.
always-
Matthew, wait. Am I lagging?
No.
No, you're good.
Yeah, no, I was saying like Matthew Waite is in the chat. Like he did that Akira homage, but it was Mario Kart, and for
Right.
some reason that one stood out to me. So like an exclusive as such, I'll try to get. And I mean, hopefully going to conventions next year is
Yes,
going to be one of my big
sure.
things.
Yes. Yeah, I'll probably not stop buying convention books. I do tend to go crazy at conventions. If I don't get the Sweater's booth first, then I'm probably good.
My goal.
I saw
my
it.
goal,
Hold on.
Yeah,
Rudy,
my
I
goal is
saw it.
to.
I know Love for Comics wants to do a giveaway. Just putting it out there.
Oh.
Yep.
What
It's
did
a
you
good
want?
one,
How do
too.
we want to do this?
Yeah.
He wants to do this right now.
He's a
Got
man
that.
of the people, that guy.
That StreamYard thing.
I'll do it.
We could do that. It's just that it's difficult to give something away if we haven't verified it and vetted it, because then it could be,
Oh, no. I can verify it. Love for
Yep.
Comics is a very stand-up guy.
Oh, no.
All right.
Yeah.
Vouched for, and I don't doubt it at all.
I'll second. He's as good as they get.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. What do you want? Was that an Absolute Batman I saw?
Absolute
one.
Batman 1.
Yep. Raw.
Oh
What?
my goodness. Okay, let me set it up real quick.
Can we put our name in this?
Yeah, can we?
Since we're
By
talking
all
about,
means,
since we're
go
talking
for it.
about 2026,
CovrPrice wins again.
Oh my
my
God.
goal is to track down. I've successfully grabbed one Star Trek Grail, and I'm trying to track down another Star Trek Grail. I'm trying to find the Star Trek Green Lantern shaker that we wrote about this year.
Yeah, I do really love that book. So that happens to me all the time. We'll show a book, and I'm like, no, I gotta find this.
I got the Wharf. I got the Wharf Wants You for the Defiant Uncle Sam homage finally.
Yeah. And they had a Captain America one with Mark Brooks, right, with the alien face hugger.
That one was sick too.
All right. Love for Comics. Tell us what you're giving away, and thank you. That's really nice of you. Great way to end the show.
He's giving away an Absolute Batman 1, and this is gonna be the hashtag. It's basically CovrPrice 2026, and that'll be the giveaway.
Oh, no. I was gonna actually here. I already put it in as Love for Comics, and we're running I have it live right now.
Okay. Let's do hashtag Love
there we
for
go.
Comics.
Yeah, for me, it's more like getting books that I will love in my collection, like an X-Men 101, Batman 251. I'm big on the Spider-Verse characters, so I have a lot of good Spider-Verse characters, but I'm missing a few of them. And for those of you who don't know, I'm a huge Adam Warlock fan, so I want to get Adam Warlock adjacent books as well. Because I got mostly my Adam Warlock stuff, but I want to get the adjacent books. So like Iron Man 55 with Thanos, or Daredevil 105 with Moondragon, or something like that. So that's my hunt for this year.
Yeah, I'm also trying to finish up the. I've had a project going to get all of the first 10 issues of Swamp Thing, the Bernie Wrightson 10 issues, all graded. I'm missing 2 of them, I think, and then this wall where Spock is going away, and it's all going to be Bernie Wrightson here with a piece in the middle there. So yeah, Spock's there for now, but he won't.
Why don't you try to get all the original covers for each one of those?
That's what I should do. That would be it.
That's a good way to spend your money.
That's a great way to solid.
Good news, bad news. Good news is we're rich in art.
Bad news,
bad news. We're selling the house.
This office is going away. I'm going to be doing the top 10 from cafes for the next year.
From the car.
From the car.
I will say, make sure you don't do this. I made a boo-boo.
You bought the wrong Absolute Batman?
No, I love this cover. I rolled over it.
Oh
no! But why?
Can you press that though? Is that pressable?
It looks like he pressed it pretty good.
No, I can press it when I get my press again. I just called in my comic book shop. I'm like, hey, can you give me another one? And they're like, yeah, we'll get you one.
That's awesome.
Shout out to Bobby's comic book shop.
So one of the books we gave away on our Christmas party was an Absolute Batman in a 9.8.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
I think for myself though, collecting habits, like I said, they've already shifted. I kind of want to downsize, if that makes any sense. I feel like
you're not the only person I heard say that.
I'm going to be doing that this year. That's kind of my goal, is to start. I've never sold a comic.
Yeah, but you're moving.
What's that? What'd you say? Yeah, well, I'm moving, but that's one reason. But that's motivating me to actually think through it more and that whole process. And then, of course, reinvest it into more like Silver Age stuff or something. I love homage covers. You know, that's always just that nostalgia always gets me. So I might go down that road. We'll see.
I always say I'm going to like sell and get like Silver Age stuff, and I can never part with stuff.
I mean, there's so many books that I bought. There's so many books that I bought that were like spec books that I bought for like $1 or something, and they're just sitting in my box for that rainy day that FBP is going to be a show someday. You know,
FBP. I forgot about that one.
I have like too many of those.
Yeah, I'm more interested in like character keys rather than Silver Age and things like that. I like having certain character keys, or maybe like completing a run for something and things like that. I'm more like that. But I'm with you guys. I got 60 short boxes. I got to get rid of some of them. Yeah, I probably got more than 60.
Yeah. Dude, I'm literally sitting on boxes here. Like they're all like there's an entire tower here, and like I want to turn this into a studio. You know what I mean? I want to elevate content and try to do more for us here at CovrPrice and myself. But it's too much. Like it's gotten so out of hand. I'm like, why do I even have this? Like I completely forgot. Like I want to downsize.
Like if you look here, you can't really see it, but underneath all this, the whole wall is 2 boxes full of comics. Each one is two. So there's at least 20 boxes here. I have a shelf that's 16 boxes. I got a closet with another 16 boxes, and the worst thing is I still buy books.
Yeah, well, that's what this is. These little like things should be in their boxes, but when I purchase them, I just jam them into whatever spot could be.
Does anyone else here do that stuff? Does anyone else here use their LCS as like a like a storage? Like I've got a whole box.
So don't do that, because a lot of shops need that whole box to go. And
I know. I know.
Yeah.
Shout out to Comic Legion.
I'll do one of the local cons here and stuff like that, and I'll just take books and I'll sell them for like dirt cheap. You know what I mean? And people buy them. Like there's usually this guy that usually needs to, get books for his shop, so he'll just buy boxes, and I'm like, and he'll get them at a huge discount just because I want to get rid of them. They don't have any sentimental value to me. So if there's no sentimental value, I sell them for $5-10. You know what I mean? It's like I'll do it like that because I don't care.
It's like volume at that
point. Doesn't mean anything to me,
Yo, Rudy's spot on, because like I'll sell a book like every now and then, like and I celebrate it. Like I sold a book for $100. I'll go up to my wife and be like, "Wow, babe, look, I made $100." She'll look at me and be like, "You're coming home with a book that's worth $200 tomorrow." So I don't know why you're telling me.
All right, folks, don't forget, get in there.
Oh, that was a Zoom.
Whoa.
34 entries. But we have
people
only 34.
Number one.
We have like 90 people watching and listening. I get
all those people don't want
You don't want an absolute Batman #1 Raw currently going for almost $200 right now.
They're like, look, I'm like, after Christmas, I'm super rich right now. I got like $300 in my pocket. Got $200 in Amazon credit. I'm doing pretty good for myself.
I'm just not buying into the absolute Batman hype.
Here we go. CovrPrice is entering.
I did. I'm already.
You already did. Okay.
Enter. I'm coming in there.
You know what? Me too. If everyone's going in, I'm going in.
Well, I mean, if we win, we're going to run it again. But
rerun it.
But no, we have a micro raffle between you and I.
Yeah. Then you go small.
You guys can share it on alternating Sundays.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's super, super, super nice of you. Love for comics.
I don't have a single. I don't own a single absolute Batman one.
That's so good.
Yeah, well, no. So I bought the subscription to DC Ultimate, because when everyone else was getting one, I'm like, yeah, I need one too. So I'm getting into. That's the first thing I'm gonna read.
It's so good. It's so good.
I'm jumping in.
I'm doing the entire apps. That's what I'm reading this whole little holiday season.
What's an absolute Batman?
Banned.
So it would be great if you say, "Hey, you know, I want an absolute Batman for Christmas," and I say, "Okay, great, we'll get you an absolute," and you end up getting the big book instead, the absolute edition Batman.
Oh yeah.
No.
And you're like,
It's-
"Yeah, that's not the one I meant."
It's absolute Batman, but it's like the Grant Morrison run, like from
Yeah, it's like the absolute edition.
Well, just a throwback to this. I'll borrow the screen for a second, John. We gave away this on our Black Friday.
I love this so much.
Yeah, that was so good.
Was that we gave away his Flops first original art commission. And I mean, I think it might be his first original art, he said. And he did this absolute Batman 66, which was just so good. That's not what we're giving away now.
Someone already has that, right?
Yeah,
Someone already won this, and he already sent it on. So, yeah.
All right, we run this. Let's see.
All right. And then we're gonna end this.
Well, I mean, Matt
got
said
3 hours, right?
3-hour show.
3 hours.
I did say
he
3
did
hours.
say that.
All right. Again, thanks for Love for Comics. Check out his Instagram and everything that he does. And it's very, very nice of you. What a nice way to start the new year.
Yeah.
All right, running it. And I guess if you win, reach out. Love for Comics, if you can reach out to me or one of the guys with your information, and I'll connect you to the winner. But if you win, email me, john@coverprice.com. Or if you want to put your information in here, I guess. I don't know.
And don't sleep on Flops. He doesn't like close contact. So,
all right, here we go. Good luck, everybody.
Here we go.
It's not Lando in there.
Cover
Come
price,
on.
cover
Oh, that'd be
price.
hilarious.
Yeah!
Ooh,
Oh boy.
Gosh.
we run it.
Rerun it, guys. Rerun
Yeah.
it. That was having
All
fun
right,
with
so
that.
amazing.
That's nice of you.
That
Izzy.
would
Thank you.
happen.
All right, that's pretty funny.
All right, rerun it.
Now it's
That's
cover
nice
price.
of you, Izzy, to throw it back out. Now it's
Almost win. Oh, there was cover price.
There
It
we
would be great if it would have one of us again.
Congrats.
Hashtag rig.
Oh, that's great.
As Abbott said, rigged.
Congratulations. Stay in Lim. Is that right?
Lim.
Stay Lim.
Yep.
Steven?
Congrats to you. Email me, john@coverprice.com, with your shipping information and everything. And Love for Comics, also email me with your stuff, and I'll connect you guys. And
No,
Oh, he already has their info. So done.
oh,
Perfect.
never mind then. I just gave out my email for no reason.
They're like, Dear John.
Dear
Well,
John, you are so nice
We
on
should have a
show.
Dear John section of the site.
Oh yeah, geez.
That'd be great.
Wasn't there a TV show called Dear John?
Yep.
It was. I could sing you the theme song too, but I won't.
no.
By
I want
the
to
time
end on a
you
good
leave- by
note.
the time you leave a message, I'll be gone. Dear John.
It's after midnight, so I guess you won't get a strike.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, again, Love for Comics, thank you so much. And also, guys, everyone, thank you so much for watching. This was a great show, long show. Let's wrap it up. Yep. Is this a comics coverage show, Matt, or how do I end it?
This was a top 10.
Oh, top 10. Okay, here we go. Top 10 outro. Here we go. All right, guys. May you all have, hopefully you had a happy Christmas and a Merry New Year. And by 2026, we'll do a lot more of these fun things. Thank you for being a fan and watching. And you guys, thank you so much for a great show.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Boom.